Good evening and welcome to a night of baseball with the Evansville Otters. It is game 3 of a 4-game series. The Otters are in Schaumburg taking on the Boomers. With St. Claude Felter, Preston Linebuck, I'm Jevin Redmond. Welcome to the Otters YouTube channel. And the Otters have won 4 straight games. They've taken the first 2 of this series, winning on Friday night 9-1 and last night 7-4. Evansville's now 20 games over 500 at 54-34. They're 2.5 games up on Florence for first place in the West Division. Schaumburg, they've dropped 3 in a row. They're 45-43, but they still have a comfortable lead for first place in their division. Let's set tonight's starting lineups. First for Evansville, leading off and playing third base is number 1, Gary Mattis. Batting second and playing second base, number 13, Josh Allen. Jeffrey Baez hits third. He's in left field, followed by Riley Crane, the cleanup hitting first baseman. Elijah McNamee bats fifth. He's in right field, followed by J.R. Davis hitting sixth. He's a DH. Batting seventh at shortstop is number 2, Andy DeJesus. Justin Felix does the catching once again tonight and hits eighth. Miles Gordon bats ninth and plays center field. Starting pitcher is right-hander Ryan O'Reilly. O'Reilly is 5-4 with a 3.24 ERA. Over 69 and 1/3 innings pitched. He has struck out 59 and walked 27. Mattis, Allen, Baez, Crane, McNamee, Davis, DeJesus, Felix, and Gordon. For Schaumburg, they're 45-43. They're trying to end a 3-game losing streak. Leading off and playing at second base is Alec Craig. Hitting second and playing right field, number 25, Clint Hardy. Chase Dawson bats third. He's in center field. Quincy Neaporte bats fourth and he's the DH. Batting fifth and playing first base is number 19, Braxton Davidson. Luke Becker hits sixth, plays third base, followed by Matt McGarry batting seventh at short. Then it's Matt Botker in left field hitting eighth, and Nick Odo bats ninth and does the catching. Their starting pitcher is Jeff Bramblett, the right-hander. He's only made 2 starts this year, but he is 2-0 with a 0.69 ERA. He's allowed 2 runs, 1 earned over 13 innings, striking out 10 and walking 8. It's Craig, Hardy, Dawson, Neaporte, Davidson, Becker, McGarry, Botcher, and Odo for Schaumburg. We'll come back with first pitch next on the Otters YouTube channel.
We love our kids and want them to be healthy. After all, a healthy child can make for a happy child. That's why Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield offers health insurance for children up to age 18 at low or no cost. From doctor visits to dental care, Anthem is here to put resources at your fingertips and simple solutions within your reach. And that is something to smile about. Call 1-800-403-0864 to enroll today. To learn more, visit anthem.com/inmedicaid.
Getting ready and keeping fit for baseball season is hard work. That's why you'll find Evan at Bob's Gym. Getting fit, having fun, being an Otter. Be like Evan. Try a free 3-day pass at Bob's.
Fix up your home with Heritage. Our home improvement financing options can help you change your home now and pay for it over time. Upgrade your home. Make home repairs. Remodel a kitchen. Build a new deck. Add a new room. Remodel your bath. Update appliances. Whether it's a small weekend project or a large renovation, Heritage Federal Credit Union can help you finance your improvements today. Fix up your home with Heritage.
Welcome back to Schaumburg. Just about ready for game 3 of this series. Otters playing well, going for their 5th straight win and trying to increase the separation between them and second place Florence. They start play this evening 2.5 games up including this game tonight. There are 8 games to go. One more road game tomorrow, finishing up a 10-game road trip back at home on Tuesday for the final 6-game homestand of the regular season. Again, with Zane Clodfelter, Preston Leinebach, I'm Jevin Redmond. Last night, Preston, the Otters won 7-4. Got a little bit interesting in the late parts of the game. Schaumburg had their chances. The Boomers left 15 guys on base.
And the big thing about it is they had the tying run at some point or another at the plate in each of the last 3 innings, so the 7th, 8th, and 9th. And the 7th inning was only a 5-2 game, and then it increased a little bit more as the Otters added some insurance in the 8th. However, the Boomers not only left a lot of men on base in total, but especially when it counted most. And, of course, the one point that I'm sure you and I both think of when we were here last night was when they got the leadoff runner over there at third base and they couldn't get him in.
So the Otters will face a right-hander, Jeff Bramblett, only making his 3rd start with the Boomers, but he has a 0.69 ERA over his first 2 starts, allowing just 2 runs, one of which was earned over 13 innings pitched, and something that we're not really used to is the Otters have a very similar lineup than what we saw last night.
Very similar. And the only difference being that Miles Gordon has been re-entered in lineup. Pinner is out. Gordon back in center, which moves Baez over to left. But otherwise, it's exactly the same.
All right, so Gary Mattis digs in. He's batting .306, no home runs, 18 RBIs. Last night, Mattis was on base 4 times. He went 3 for 4 with a walk, scored a pair of runs. And the first pitch is headed home at 6:04 Central Time in there for a strike. The game time temperature is 81 degrees, a much better evening than last night. Last night we had 73 degrees at first pitch and had light rain for the most part. Whoa, a big swing and a miss by Mattis. He fell down that right-handed batter's box. Quickly 2 strikes on Mattis. Zane, how are you?
I'm doing great, guys. It's good to be here. My final remote broadcast of the 2021 regular season.
The 0-2 pitch is slap foul, first base line. One more remote broadcast to go tomorrow, then we are done with them.
I was going to say, you're not going to do the playoffs?
I thought you were traveling. If you don't travel, I'll do the playoffs.
Oh, yeah. Here's the 0-2. Mattis takes above the belt, 1-2.
Yeah, but if you are traveling, I assumed you would just do it solo like Vince Scully. You did it before.
Yeah. It's not as fun doing it by yourself.
I guess TBD on that, then.
This is the final regular season.
Right,
broadcast.
yeah. And I did say that. We can go back on the tape and confirm.
Yeah. So you don't want to make a possible trip to Schaumburg?
You know what? I have family up in Schaumburg, believe it or not, so I could say hi to Tiffany.
Where do you not have family?
A lot of places in Illinois.
The 2-2 pitch is popped up on the right side of the infield. Second baseman moves over, and that is Alec Craig who makes the catch in fair territory, 1 away.
But no, Evansville, I followed the game last night as you guys were on the air and doing a great job on Otters Digital Network. But yeah, 7-4, and I'm glad Polo Portella finally able to get win number 10 for as good of a season that he's had so far this year. He struck out 6 batters, always efficient.
So 1 away, and it brings in Josh Allen. Allen over 11 games, batting .333, 2 home runs, 7 RBIs, but he has been struggling in this series. Struck out 3 times on Friday, 4 times last night. Was 0 for 4 with a hit by a pitch, and he cracks a first pitch foul back behind home plate, strike 1.
Just a small reminder, Jevin, that he's human.
Yes. I don't think it'll last long. I think he'll snap out of it pretty soon. Another foul back of the screen, 2 strikes.
And the big thing about it, too, especially with this series, one being he's kind of struggled with the breaking ball a little bit. Second part of the struggles have been is that he's fallen behind to 2 strike counts quite a bit as well.
Just like this, AB, the 0-2 pitch inside, and he's hit on the left shoulder. It is turned into the fastball from Bramblett. And Allen, who was plunked last night, is hit in the first inning, 1 on, 1 out.
You got to think for Josh Allen, there's been a lot of moving for him as well, coming from Kane County, and my understanding was the last series that he played was in Canada north of the border. So prior to coming to Evansville, was already traveling a lot, and then moving teams mid-season.
Well, so he gets to Evansville on that homestand, and all of a sudden, hey, you're on a 10-game road trip.
Right, and he actually said, compared to the American Association road trips, the Frontier League road trips, at least for this year, are a lot easier to handle.
Brings in Jeffrey Baez, a left fielder, and he hits the ball hard to the left side, right to the third baseman. Out at second, the throw to first. Double play around the horn, 5-4-3. So one pitch to Baez. He races that one out hit by pitch, and the Otters fail to score in the top of the first. No score on the Otters YouTube channel.
Before you danced the first dance. Before you walked down the aisle. Before the tables were set with care. Before you penned a single invitation. Before the day that went beyond your wildest expectations. There was the little green box from Brinker's Jewelers for befores and happily ever afters.
If you're looking for a liquor store in Evansville, look no further than Liquor Locker. The Liquor Locker has the best selection at the best prices, including the largest craft beer and bourbon selection in the area. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff will help you find the beer, wine, and liquor you need for any occasion. And check out the fine selection of cigars at all Liquor Locker stores. Liquor Locker is now open Sundays 12 to 8 p.m. and offers citywide delivery. Visit one of our 10 conveniently located stores in the Evansville area today. There is always something for everyone at the Liquor Locker.
Otters fail to score in the top of the first inning, and we see the Boomers for the first time against this right-hander, Ryan O'Reilly. O'Reilly is 5-4 with a 3.24 ERA over 69 in the third innings, 59 strikeouts, 27 walks. So a pitch-to-contact type of pitcher, doesn't really overpower too many guys. He's making his 12th start tonight, 13th game he's appeared in. Scheduled batters Alec Craig, Clint Hardy, and Chase Dawson for the Boomers.
O'Reilly.
So Zane stopped playing that jingle when he gets a strikeout.
Yeah, because I heard criticism about it, so...
From who?
I'll tell you during the break. Or at least I put 2 and 2 together. We'll say that I did mathematics in terms of criticism.
First pitch to Alec Craig is a fly ball out toward left. Moving back is Baez, and he makes a leaping catch kind of over his shoulder near the track. One pitch and one out. Alec Craig is taken care of.
St. Cloud Pelcher at bat right there.
We need a bunch of them after last night. Last night we were pushing 4 hours.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy. But before that next week, when you explain to me, if it didn't come from the mouth of Ryan O'Reilly, I don't care.
Okay. Emotionally, I do.
One away. Here's Clint Hardy. Right fielder batting .250, 5 home runs, 41 RBIs. The wind and the pitch is low ball 1. Already a couple of finals from the Frontier League tonight, or today. Miners and Grizzlies playing a doubleheader in Gateway. Miners won game 1, 10-8. Windy City took care of Lake Erie, 6-5 at Lake Erie, and Quebec beat New Jersey 10-1. Here's a pitch outside, 2 balls and no strikes.
The FrontierLeagueTV.com scoreboard update for you, and Southern Illinois kind of had to hold on in that first game. They had a sizable lead early, and Gateway made a late charge.
Yeah, they are now 4.5 back of Evansville. They would pretty much have to run the table to even have a chance. Here's a solid smash up the middle for a base hit. 1 out single for Clint Hardy.
I think we have more than the announced crowd of 4-3-2-1 in Schaumburg. That was the announced attendance.
Last night?
4-3-2-1.
Oh, come on.
Hey.
It was a decent crowd, but it wasn't that.
4-3-2-1. What a...
There was, so when the game started, you see the picture right now behind the stands, there's probably twice as that many people behind home plate, but once they panned the right field, left field line, it was very scattered. There was no way there was 4,000.
They lead the league in
Well, yeah,
attendance.
if you lie by 2,000 fans each game, I understand. Here's a strike to Dawson, nothing in 1.
But we've been with their broadcaster, to Kipley's, and when Schaumburg's in town, Tim Calderwood, and he says they're being factual. I would love to see the records.
Here's the 0-1 pitch to Chase Dawson, who shows bunt, and he attempted at that pitch from O'Reilly. Could not make contact, so it's quickly 2 strikes.
No, it would be great, though, if the Otters could make the postseason and win the West Division and Schaumburg stay in first. That would hopefully mean Tim would decide to come back to Evansville, though he says he's been doing or thinking about doing some games remotely like us because his college sports season at St. Benedictine is already underway.
Yeah, last night I was telling him about how we were doing ours, and he asked that I share the special link with him.
Oh, yes. That I recommended, right? Yes. Just sharing the wealth.
2-strike pitch on Dawson is low and outside, 1-2. He's batting .323, 10 home runs, and 65 RBIs. Otters have Baez in left, Gordon in center, McNamee plays right. The infield is Manis to Jesus, Allen and Crane around the infield, left to right. Felix behind the plate. Well, Preston, we see him back there again. We discussed last night it was a rough evening for him. He had to block a lot of pitches in the dirt. Here's a swing and a miss, and Dawson strikes out for out number 2. He was clipped on a couple of foul balls and just one of those rough nights for a catcher, but he's back in there.
Yeah, kind of surprising, especially after the toll he took last night on the body, as well as a little bit on Friday night. But, I mean, he's been doing pretty good, so you stick with it.
So at 2 outs, it brings in Quincy Neaporte, the DH. .343 hitter, 15 home runs, and 60 RBIs. Remember, last night he came up in a big spot late in the game. That was in the 8th. Bases loaded, 2 outs, and he flew out to deep center field. A relatively deep center field. Wasn't quite at the track. He takes a strike here, 0-1.
It was deep enough to get the fans out of their seats, though.
Yeah, we saw the reaction behind home plate, and several of the fans thought he got all of it, but not quite.
All 4,321 of them.
Here's the 0-1 to Neaporte, and he fouls it back to the screen, 2 strikes. Talked about Schaumburg having a sizable lead. It is 5 games over Windy City. The Thunderbolts have won 3 straight.
Yeah, as we talked about last night, Jevin, the magic number for Evansville going into today's game, 6.
Oh, it's 6?
It is 6. I'll explain it to you off the air. It's pretty simple.
I thought I did the math last night and thought it was 7. I would always text Steve Tassler in 2017 and be like, Steve, what's our magic number? And if it was wrong, I'd be like, well, Steve said it. That was the number.
Well, we got time. I'll explain it to you here. So, counting tonight, there's 8 games, okay? The Otters have a 2.5-game lead over Florence. So, theoretically, they can't finish with the same record. It's going to be a half-game difference because Florence playing 1 less game. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Check swing, and did he go? He did. So, this conversation will continue off the air, and we'll bring it back to the top of the second as well. But no score after 1 on the Otters YouTube channel.
Cheer up, Evan. This rain will be out soon. You should download the 14 First Alert app and see for yourself. You can see what's coming up to 7 days in advance, or you can break it down hour by hour. Check out live radar so you can see what's happening in real time. And you can watch 14 News live directly from the app. See, there's nothing to worry about.
Stay in the game with the 14 First Alert app.
Welcome to a place that feels like home. a place that cares about all of you. Built to help you grow in more ways than you can possibly imagine. To make new friends, travel new paths, soar to new heights, and deepen your spiritual experience. Welcome to Oakland City University.
Top of inning number 2, no score. Evansville and Schaumburg playing game 3 of this 4-game series with Zane Clodfelter, Preston Leinebach. I'm Jevin Redmond. First pitch to Riley Crane is hit up the middle. Softly hit. It's bobbled behind the second base bag, and there is no play. That was the shortstop who was playing up the middle as they had the left-hander Crane to pull E6. And the Otters had their second base runner of the night. And there's somebody on for Elijah McNamee. That was Matt McGarry, the shortstop, who bobbled it. So we were talking before the break about the Otters' magic number, it being 6 games. Because look at it with a 2.5-game lead, 8 games to go. If the Otters would say, let's say, win the next 5, Florence wins the next 5, so nothing really changes. You have a 2.5-game lead with 3 to go, which means your magic number will be 1 plus the 5 wins that just happened, so the magic number is 6. There you go. Got that, Zane?
Simple enough. So the Otters can clinch midweek.
They could.
Potentially at Bossy Field.
They could clinch as early as Tuesday. That would be if the Otters win the next 3 games and Florence loses the next 3. Although I didn't factor into what the Miners do, so.
But the Miners are playing Florence.
Right. But they could clinch midweek. And Preston and I were talking last night. The 2-0 pitch to McNamee is hit high in the air to center field. Should be routine for Dawson, who comes trotting in, now slides to his left and makes a shoulder high catch. Back to first base goes Riley Crane. There's one away. It'd be nice if the Otters could clinch really before the weekend, or if you clinch on Friday. That way on the Saturday, Sunday, you could kind of tweak your rotation as far as who you want to start in the playoffs.
I wouldn't mind them clinching on a Friday, since I won't be around. I'll be on assignment elsewhere Saturday.
So you don't want to be there when they clinch, or you do?
I do want to be there.
Oh, okay.
I enjoy the.
I thought you said you wouldn't mind if they clinched on Friday.
Oh no.
Or will you be there Friday?
Yeah, I'll be there.
Oh, you're not covering football?
I am not. I can't miss back-to-back games.
Runner goes. The pitch is high. The throw to second is not in time. A feet-first slide for Riley Crane. He has himself a stolen base.
I will say this being kind of selfish. I just kind of hope it's not Thursday night. That's usually the busy night for me in the middle of a 6-game homestand where I have to change and edit everything for the new series and the new opponent for the work I do.
And Thursday night, I have to go on assignment for the last 2 innings like I did the last Thursday game, but then return to Bossy Field.
Usually, when we have a Tuesday through Sunday 6-game homestand, I'm up till about somewhere between 2 to 3 a.m. trying to get everything done as much as I can.
Pitch inside to J.R. Davis. 2 balls and no strikes with Riley Crane at second base and 1 away. Davis hitting .311, 7 home runs. He's driven in 48. J.R. had a good game last night, to say the least. He was never retired. 4 for 4 with a walk. The 2-0. Davis pops it up into right. And this one is hit relatively deep toward the track. The catch is made right in front of the track by the right fielder Hardy. Tagging up on the play is Crane. He makes third base safely. There's 2 outs.
One thing I will say is baseball is a weird and crazy game, and I say that just because for those who have been fans of the Evansville Otters for a long time who are listening, they might remember probably 6 years ago a situation where the Otters had a final homestand with a relatively low magic number and couldn't get the job done. I don't want to bring up the specific year. I don't want to bring bad vibes or voodoo. But the Otters didn't play in the postseason that year for one reason or another.
Here's a strike right down central to DeJesus. Andy batting .303 with 3 home runs and 30 RBIs. Runner at third base, 2 outs, no score, top second.
So just keep things in perspective, you know. Don't celebrate before that actual number hits 0.
The 0-1 is outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. And we talk magic numbers, and, you know, the magic number being 6. Seems like, okay, the Otters are almost there, but there is only 8 games left counting tonight. And you look at a 2.5 game lead. I mean, if you lose back-to-back games and Florence wins back-to-back games, they've got some pressure. So
Right.
really no room to breathe just yet. There's a bouncer to the right side. Friendly half for the second baseman, Craig, and he throws out to Jesus, the Otters stranded man at third base. Boomers bat in the second. There's no score from Schaumburg on the Otters YouTube channel.
CenterPoint Energy's newest generation of safe, efficient energy includes capturing and harnessing the natural power of pure sunshine. We are increasing solar in our balanced and reliable energy mix as we power our region with more clean, renewable energy. We're bringing a little piece of the sun to every home and business while reducing carbon emissions and helping create a cleaner environment. It's just a little something for your smart energy future.
Every 6 minutes, a utility line is damaged due to reckless digging. So Indiana relies on these 811 superheroes. Derek the Builder.
I dig for a living, but I always contact 811.
Mary the Gardener.
Before I plant a tree, I contact 811.
And Mike the Contractor.
I contact 811 before I do my work.
Prevent damage or injury. Call 811 anytime or go online 811now.com. This message is sponsored by the Indiana Utility Regulatory Commission and this station.
Home half of the second, Schaumburg batting. They've got the 5, 6, and 7 hitters up against Ryan O'Reilly. There is no score, and the first pitch is on the corner, called strike 2. Braxton Davidson, their first baseman. He's got a solid average, 373 mark, with 7 home runs and 24 RBIs. Boomers got a 1-out single in the first from Clint Hardy, and that was it as O'Reilly struck out Dawson and Neaporte to end the inning. The next pitch skips in the dirt, 1-1 on Davidson. Davidson, the batter, takes his time readjusting his batting gloves, and now he digs back in. There's 10 pitches used in the first inning for O'Reilly, and the 1-1. That catches the corner, 1-2.
Crowd is filled in nicely here, at least behind home plate, Jevin, Preston.
And they stuck around for that almost 4-hour game last night. Nobody left, and we found out as Schaumburg showed it after the game. Here's a swing and a miss. That's 3 straight strikeouts now for O'Reilly. And there is one away. But
fireworks?
They had the fireworks,
yeah.
Well, Preston brought up in the 7th or 8th inning. He noticed nobody was leaving the game despite it raining and it being a long game. And I said, well, some type of promotion. And Preston said, probably fireworks. And I said, well, there is a minor league game that's on the weekend, so that's a good bet.
We have fireworks, Preston, coming up on the next homestand, correct?
Yep, next Saturday.
Can't wait.
Nobody on 1 out. Here is Luke Becker, and the left-hander swings and misses. 0-1. Becker batting .249, 2 home runs and 28 RBIs. They don't have it in their lineup like who bats lefty-righty, but just curious, how many left-handed batters does Schaumburg have? I feel like every guy that comes up is from the left side.
The majority of them are, and especially with manager Jimmy Bitt, he does prefer the lefty, especially going against the righty on the mound more often than not.
So if you have a young child arguing over which is going to be their dominant hand, if they want to play for Schaumburg, make him a lefty.
Here's the 0-2. Well, the lefty strikes out again. That's back-to-back Ks in this inning. 4 straight for Ryan O'Reilly. Right.
Yeah, for sports, I would like my future son to have to be a lefty just because his probabilities of making the baseball team at least are a lot higher because left-handers aren't as common. But for the golfer in me, I would rather him be a righty because it's harder to find left-handed clubs.
Train him to be a switch hitter.
Yeah, we could do that.
I mentioned at the start of the broadcast for O'Reilly, 59 strikeouts over 69 in the third innings, and so far tonight, 4 of the first 5 outs have been strikeouts, and it brings in Matt McGarry. The 7th-place hitting shortstop takes ball 1. The wind and the 1-0 is in there for a strike, and we're even a ball and a strike.
I don't know if you two remember, but when Carlos Beltran was with the Cardinals for those, 2 years, part of the ESPN promotion whenever they were to appear on Sunday Night Baseball was Carlos Beltran, and he's like in a butcher shop swinging both directions at hanging meat. That's how he trained to be a switch hitter.
Here's the 1-1 jammed McGarry. He bounces one foul, third base side, 1-2.
Basically the equivalent of swinging both directions at a punching bag. But
the Carlos Beltran era of the Cardinals is something I long for. They won 88 games his first year, made the wild card, and then a win away from the World Series, and then the following year actually won the NL pennant and won the division in 13.
Here's the 1-2 pitch, a ground ball foul.
And good for him. The last couple of stops he made, he was always in contention and ended up winning his World Series championship.
Fortunately, his early coaching career came to an abrupt end.
It sure did.
Yeah, but he still has his Instagram full of his selfies smiling in beautiful places.
Here's the 1-2, swing and a miss. How about that? O'Reilly strikes out the side, and he has struck out 5 batters in a row. After 2, it is Evansville and Schaumburg scoreless from Schaumburg on the Otters YouTube channel.
Come be a part of a nationally recognized program in criminal justice. The Criminal Justice Program at Oakland City University provides students with in-depth knowledge in the fields of law enforcement, forensics, corrections, and juvenile justice. Learn through hands-on experiences and train in areas of investigative forensics, criminology, and police administration. A career-focused major is in your reach and all in a Christian university setting that feels like home. Oakland City University.
First pitch, the top of the third inning, is a strike called. Bottom part of the zone to Justin Felix, 8th place hitting catcher for Evansville, hitting a whopping 140, 3 home runs and 14 RBIs. The 0-1 pitch to him, and he fouls it off. First base side, 0-2. Felix has done a good job behind the plate, just has not translated into many hits at the plate. And behind the count here, 2 strikes.
So the Yadier Molina.
Of his early career, yeah.
Yeah. Here for the defense, not for the offense. Batting 140 for Evansville.
But he had a big night Friday. He had that home run and the triple.
Oh, Psycho Watch.
Except it was a little late, but by the time he got to it, but yeah.
I don't think we had any of those last night, Psycho Watches. Nope. 1-2 pitch to Felix. Inside corner, call a ball 2-2. Miles Gordon back to the top of the order, and Gary Mattis.
You know, if someone triples in the 9th inning of a blowout game, I will still say cycle watch because you never know what can happen in a half inning.
The 2-2 is hit hard out toward center field. On the run is a center fielder, and he won't get it. There's a base hit for Justin Felix. It's bobbled by the outfielder Dawson. I think Felix would have made second base anyways, as it was hit toward the gap in left center, and Dawson was playing the other way. So the Otters have a leadoff guy on at second base here in the 3rd inning.
That's Deerhead double-decker double.
It's his 5th double of the season.
So at least on the weekend, he's had a home run, a triple, now a double, so it could be a weekend cycle watch.
Yeah, take that, Big Red Jordan Fisher. We just need a single.
Where is Jordan this week? I know he's out of town, but where was he going?
Yeah, he was very nondescriptive. I actually called him on Thursday as I was prepping for a television appearance covering the team that he does radio for, and yeah, he said he was going out of town, never specified.
He's calling the game for Schaumburg. Tim's place.
He normally does go out of town on Labor Day. I just don't know where he goes. Here's a foul ball on a bunt attempt by Gordon. Strike 1. Miles is hitting .255, 3 home runs, 32 RBIs. He's trying to get Felix from second to third base. Schaumburg wearing their orange tops this evening with the white pants, black lettering and numerals outlined in white trim. Otters once again in their blue tops, gray pants, white lettering and numerals. The 0-1 pitch to Gordon, who hits from the left side, not bunting this time, and he swings and misses.
He went to Comic-Con in Chicago.
He did, or is that a joke?
It was a joke.
Okay, I was gonna say Jordan doesn't strike me as a Comic-Con guy.
I'm saying they have Comic-Con on the Labor Day weekend.
Yeah, he's not here, so we can say wherever he went, he's not here to dispute it.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Gordon strikes out. Does not get that runner from second to third base, and there's one away.
Then again, I have told people I'm not going to be at the Otters game on September 11th. I'll be on assignment elsewhere, so I kind of try to keep it vague myself. But everyone who knows me...
So vague.
Everyone who knows me personally knows where I'll be.
I just texted Jordan, where are you at this weekend? We'll find out.
Other people who don't know you personally still probably know where you're at based on how much you talk about it.
Didn't talk about it a lot yesterday because it was a very disappointing afternoon of Big Ten football. But my parents' cooking, they had a party for the Hoosiers home opener or regular season opener, and it was great.
Runner at second base with 1 out. The pitch to Mattis is a fly ball to center. Dawson comes in, standing in the bright sunshine. He makes the catch, and there's 2 away. Looks like just a gorgeous evening in Schaumburg. A nice day back here in Evansville.
Not a lot of humidity.
No, it feels great.
Jordan normally responds within a couple of minutes of a text message, but no response yet, so he must be busy.
Sign of a cult. No, just kidding. But no, now I am kind of curious where he's.
I think he just went with friends on like maybe a lake trip or one of those Labor Day things.
I say usually it's like kind of the last chance to go to the lake or something.
Here's a curve to Josh Allen, ball 1. Allen was hit by a pitch his first time up. Leadoff double from Felix, and then Gordon struck out, and Mattis popped out to center. No score, top of the 3rd, and Bramblett looks back towards second. Now he brings it home. A solid smash into left field, base hit. Here comes Felix around third. The throw from the left fielder is not in time. Diving in head first is Felix, and Josh Allen drives in our first run of the game with a 2-out single to left.
Josh Allen, you said, Jevin, you thought he was going to snap out of as many of a funk as you can find yourself in, and he did just that, giving the Otters their first run of this crucial game, going for a series victory.
He was my pick to click tonight.
Preston, who's your pick to click? Not to put you on the spot.
I mean, basically, he's the only one that makes sense. They come out of a funk. Because everybody else, for the most part, I mean, Baez has been doing Baez type things. Backman came around already this weekend. It was a nice series so far. Davis was on 4 times last night.
Uh-oh, Baez swings and hits one deep into left center field. This is back at the track, at the wall. It's off the base of the wall. Allen, who is off with contact with 2 outs on first base, scored without a throw. And the red-hot Jeffrey Baez does it again. 2-out RBI double, 2-0 Evansville.
That's a deer head double-decker double.
Baez just keeps on hitting over 14 games. He came in batting .419 and now has 21 RBIs. That's his 5th double.
My pick to click would be Andy DeJesus. That would be my pick to click.
I would just pick Baez every night. I mean, goodness.
Well, that's cheating.
El hombre.
What a pickup he's been, and now Riley Crane digs in. 2-0 Evansville. Crane reached on E6 his first time up. Hit a ball right up the middle. Shift was on, and the shortstop McGarry. Routine play, just couldn't make it.
I do have a question, though. The Kane County Cougars, they had Josh Allen and Jeffrey Baez. Were they facing those aliens from Space Jam every game in the American Association? That's why they were losing?
Here's a fly ball and a fastball inner half the plate. Out into shallow right, the second baseman backpedaling. Alec Craig makes the catch. Otters pick up 2 runs. Leadoff double from Felix. He comes in on RBI single from Allen. And then Baez rips one in left center field. Allen scores 2-0 Evansville after 2.5 on the Otters YouTube channel.
We love our kids and want them to be healthy. After all, a healthy child can make for a happy child. That's why Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield offers health insurance for children up to age 18 at low or no cost. From doctor visits to dental care, Anthem is here to put resources at your fingertips and simple solutions within your reach. And that is something to smile about. Call 1-800-403-0864 to enroll today. To learn more, visit anthem.com/inmedicaid.
Getting ready and keeping fit for baseball season is hard work. That's why you'll find Evan at Bob's Gym. Getting fit, having fun, being an otter. Be like Evan. Try a free 3-day pass at Bob's.
Two 2-0 Evansville. Home half the third. Schaumburg has their 8th place hitter up, Matt Botcher, and he takes ball 1. It is Botcher, right?
Yep.
Okay. Bottcher. He's batting .272, 2 home runs and 22 RBIs. O'Reilly from the wind, and the 1-0 pitch is a bouncing ball hit to the right side. There's Josh Allen. That means you're out. 4-3 on the putout. That does break a string of 5 in a row in which O'Reilly had struck out, but he'll take the ground ball out. One away here is Nick Odo, the catcher.
Oh, no, it's Nick Odo.
I was prepared for that from Preston last night. He said that was your go-to.
You realize he came up as the tying run with, the bases were loaded?
Yeah, was it in the 7th?
Really, I was not listening at that juncture in the game.
Or was he runners at the corners with the 9th inning?
Yes, that's what it was.
Against Logan Sawyer, and I told him
No, sorry. The bases were loaded in the 9th inning with 2 outs. He was the tying run, Nick Odo, at the plate.
And so I was telling Jevin how he hit the walk-off earlier in the year against Logan Sawyer. Sawyer got the best of him at home. This is the best of 3 winner-take-all battle. Sawyer got it done.
Logan Sawyer, my guy.
Odo was 1 for 5 last night, a single in the 8th. Here he has a 1-1 count, nobody on, 1 away in the 3rd. The pitch is inside, 2-1 on the Boomers catcher, who's batting .208.
Odo has started every game in this series so far, which is surprising because it felt like when the Boomers and Otters matched up earlier in the year, he was not the primary guy.
Yeah, because I couldn't say my little catchphrase at the Bossy Field press box.
Here's the 2-1 pitch to Odo. That one skips in the dirt, 3-1. We had breaking news, by the way. Jordan Fisher says he's up in Fishers for the weekend.
Did that include a trip to Topgolf up there?
Oh, I'm sure he did. My last name is Fisher. Hey.
Outside ball, 4-1 out walk. Odo is on base.
I have a buddy who lives in Fishers, and I also, in the summer, a buddy had a bachelor party, and part of the bachelor party was in Fishers, so it's a very fun place.
So my question is, I know that's the Indianapolis area. What specifically is there in Fishers that's so special to go there?
So there's Topgolf, and then literally right across the street, there's a Sun King brewery where they make the Sun King beers that you can get Midwest wide. And then there's also this other cool place, and I forget what it's actually called, but it's like a food hall. But then they sell local beers on the second floor.
Okay.
Like a big food court type thing.
There's a fastball strike to Allie Craig, 0-1. Craig flew out to left his first time up.
And if you're a big fan of roundabouts, you can go crazy there as well because there's roundabouts galore. Just like Carmel.
The one-strike offering, that catches the corner. Good location there from O'Reilly.
But right now it's hard to get to Fishers, really, because of the 65-70 split that's closed on the east side of Indianapolis. So you basically have to take 465. You can't go to Fishers from downtown via the interstate.
Two-strike offering. Outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
For anyone making immediate plans to visit my favorite Midwest city, Indianapolis, keep that in mind, the interstate.
Some may be going to the Colts opener 1 week from today.
I'll be at Bossy Field for the regular season finale.
Yep.
On Customer Appreciation Day.
The 1-2 is line foul onto the hillside, third base side. Sliding attempt by the fan. He missed it. The ball keeps on rolling. And
currently, that's been renamed to Fan Appreciation Day.
Thank goodness. Oh my God.
According to the promotion post on Facebook by our marketing team the other day.
Was this discussed after we brought it up on air?
I hope so, because that was dumb.
The 1-2 is a pop-up into foul territory. Oh, no, it stays fair and drops in for a base hit. My apologies. Hit no man's land as Craig just kind of stuck his bat out there and flipped it down the left field line. There's 2 on with 1 out.
I wonder if they've had some rain earlier throughout the day, because it looked like when that ball landed, it kind of splattered a little bit, and then when Baez came in, it looked like he was stepping in some puddles.
Well, last night, it pretty well drizzled the entire game. We saw the grounds crew coming out multiple times to the pitcher's mound. It was very wet around the bases, so I guess maybe it rains more overnight through the night.
I'm honestly surprised that just real quick, that Colts opener, because the Seahawks, correct? That's who they play?
Seattle, huh?
That it wouldn't be later in the day to accommodate their fans on the West Coast.
NFL really doesn't do that, though. I mean, we have to wake up sometimes to watch the Colts at 8 o'clock play in London in the morning.
Have they actually played in London yet?
Yes.
The Colts have?
Usually it's like the Jaguars and...
Yeah, the Colts have been
Rams?
The Colts have played in London before.
Well, I remember whenever...
Because that's why everybody keeps thinking that the Jaguars are going to move to London, because they keep playing over there.
As someone who's been to their stadium in Jacksonville for the Gator Bowl, I'm not all impressed.
I remember when the Rams were in St. Louis and Seattle would come down every year. That game was always a noon start. For Arizona, they would always have a 3 o'clock start. But really never for Seattle. Here's a ground ball down the third base line. It stays fair. Diving attempt by Mattis goes off his glove. He has no play. Everyone is safe. Or do they say it's a foul ball? I guess it was just foul. It looked like it was fair.
I thought it was fair from the angle.
And the way all the runners kind of reacted, I assumed it was fair. But nope, they say it's a foul ball. Nothing going on Clint Hardy, who singled up the middle his first time up. These camera angles, they follow the ball much better than in Marion with their crew. But the angles of where these cameras are, sometimes it's hard to read where the ball actually is. No balls and a strike on Hardy. O'Reilly trying to get that ground ball, which he does not get. It's a line shot into left field for a base hit. Strong throw in from Baez, a runner trying to score from second. The throw was offline, and then hustling to third base is Ali Craig. The throw there is not in time, and it's a 2-1 game now. With first and third, one out. RBI single for Clint Hardy. He's 2 for 2, and RBI number 42.
And sometimes you would rather just see the cutoff man hit there. You sacrifice the run and maybe try to keep third base unoccupied.
Yeah, and I said strong throw by Baez. It was strong in terms of how hard he threw it, but it was way off target.
Right.
And, it's amazing in baseball, even at the top level, how many games those guys have played, how many times they've been in the same situation. They still throw to the wrong bags so many times. Well, all of a sudden, the tying run is at third base with one away. 2-1 game. Here is Chase Dawson, the Schaumburg center fielder who struck out his first trip to the plate. From the set position, O'Reilly pitches. And a ground ball to left side. The shortstop gloves throws to second. And they do get the lead man. It was a wide throw. Good job by Allen, who had to lunge for that ball and keep his foot on the bag for the fielder's choice. 6-4. Run does score. We're tied at 2.
I don't know how Allen kept his foot on the bag. I mean, he was already basically tumbling before the ball even got to him. It was, as you said, kind of wide of the bag towards the shortstop side.
Well, Dawson gets credit for an RBI on the fielder's choice. His 66th run batted in. Craig scores from third. We're tied at 2. And even on that play for DeJesus, it worked out. He got the lead guy. But in those situations, you almost rather him just go to first base and get an out. That would have been the easier play because they were not going to turn 2 on that ground ball. Here's the pitch to Neaporte. He takes inside, ball 1. So Evansville scores 2 runs in the top of the third. Schaumburg has bounced right back with 2 runs here in their half. Hit 3 even 3 apiece. The Boomers have committed 1 error. And the 1-0 pitch to Neaporte. Ground ball foul.
Jevin, I do have a FrontierLeagueTV.com scoreboard update for you. Top of the second in Joliet, Florence with an early lead on the Slammers 2-0.
That's not the update we wanted.
Courtesy of FrontierLeagueTV.com.
Here's the 1-1 pitch to Neaporte. Nope, pickoff attempt over to first base, and Dawson is back in safely.
That second game between Southern Illinois and Gateway getting ready to start at GCS Credit Union Ballpark on the banks of the Mississippi, which Ryan Brown said he learned doing this broadcasting gig. He loves rivers because he references them a lot in press releases and broadcasts.
Swing and a miss by Neaporte, 1-2.
I chuckled there because we always talk about the FrontierLeagueTV.com scoreboard update, and where we actually can find those scores is Point Streak. But we all have a certain perception of Point Streak by this point that we don't refer to as their scoreboard update. It's FrontierLeagueTV.com.
They don't deserve it. They don't deserve the pub.
Neaporte hits a ground ball to the shortstop. DeJesus throws across the diamond, and Neaporte is out number 3. So Schaumburg gets a 1-out walk, then a single, RBI hit from Hardy, RBI fielder's choice from Dawson, and after 3 innings of play, we're tied at 2 on the Otters YouTube channel.
Fix up your home with Heritage. Our home improvement financing options can help you change your home now and pay for it over time. Upgrade your home. Make home repairs. Remodel a kitchen. Build a new deck. Add a new room. Remodel your bath. Update appliances. Whether it's a small weekend project or a large renovation, Heritage Federal Credit Union can help you finance your improvements today. Fix up your home with Heritage.
Before you danced the first dance. Before you walked down the aisle. Before the tables were set with care. Before you penned a single invitation. Before the day that went beyond your wildest expectations. There was the little green box from Brinker's Jewelers for befores and happily ever afters.
Top of the fourth inning, good game so far, tied at 2. Evansville and Schaumburg with St. Clodfelter, Preston Leinebach. I'm Jeff Rebin. We're on the Otters YouTube channel.
Otters Digital Network.
This is game 9 of a 10-game roadie. And leading off is Elijah McNamara. Or McNamara. I knew I'd do that at some point. McNamee pitches outside, ball 1. McNamee flew out to center in the second inning for the first out, hitting right around 300. And the 1-0 pitch is headed home. Ground ball is short. Charging is McGarry. He gloves, he throws, and he gets McNamee for the first out of the fourth inning.
Jevin thinking of Division II All-American Drake McNamara, who played collegiately at the University of Southern Indiana and went to the College World Series in Cary.
It's funny, actually, I just texted him today, or in a group chat with him and a couple other buddies, but about 2 years ago today, we were getting ready to go to Hawaii for his wedding.
And you were the officiant.
Yeah, that feels like, 5 to 10 years ago. I was like, God, it's only been 2 years. There's a breaking ball outside, ball 1 to Davis. It honestly feels like a different lifetime ago that we went. And to a point, it kind of is. It's with what we've gone through.
Yeah, it feels different. Like tomorrow, I'll be calling my first UE soccer game of the fall season.
Here's a ground ball up the middle. Oh, nice play by the pitcher, Bramblett, as he gloves and throws out Davis. 2 fast outs in the fourth.
And even though they just played in the spring for an actual championship season, it feels like that's been forever ago.
See, honestly, it didn't. I did UE women's soccer on Thursday, and after doing most of those spring matches for the men, like being back at McCutcheon, it just felt like an extension of the spring. Oh my gosh!
I don't know if it's just with long baseball season it made it feel that. I don't know.
Preston and I will be going to a Otters wedding first weekend in October. We're excited about that.
Yes.
We got our invitations in the mail. Both of our last names were misspelled. It was adorable. True story.
Yes.
Here's the pitch.
But yeah, somehow mine got to me. Yours not so much, and yours was probably closer to mine.
Mine went to Louisville in the lost mail department.
1-0 to DeJesus is inside. 2 balls and no strikes with nobody on, 2 out.
As it was brought up to me by our Otters friend who invited us to this wedding, the save the dates had the correct spelling because he said I was in charge of that. His soon-to-be wife in charge of the actual invitations, thus both of our last names misspelled.
Swing and a miss from DeJesus, 2-1.
Jevin, without looking, how do you spell my last name?
Clodffelter.
You're good. And what about Preston's?
Here's a fly ball in the air to Wright. Moving back is the right fielder Hardy, and he makes the catch, a step on the warning track in right field. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Jeff Bramblett. And the home half of the fourth inning, we're tied at 2 on the Otters YouTube channel.
If you're looking for a liquor store in Evansville, look no further than Liquor Locker. The Liquor Locker has the best selection at the best prices, including the largest craft beer and bourbon selection in the area. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff will help you find the beer, wine, and liquor you need for any occasion. And check out the fine selection of cigars at all Liquor Locker stores. Liquor Locker is now open Sundays 12 to 8 p.m. and offers citywide delivery. Visit one of our 10 conveniently located stores in the Evansville area today. There is always something for everyone at the Liquor Locker.
Cheer up, Evan. This rain will be out soon. You should download the 14 First Alert app and see for yourself. You can see what's coming up to 7 days in advance, or you can break it down hour by hour. Check out live radar so you can see what's happening in real time. And you can watch 14 News live directly from the app. See, there's nothing to worry about.
Stay in the game with the 14 First Alert app.
Bottom of the fourth inning, Evansville and Schaumburg in a 2-2 tie with Zane Clodfelter, Preston Leinebach. I'm Jevin Redman. We were talking before the break of how to spell Zane and Preston's last name. I got Zane's right, so I'm not so certain about Preston. I've known you for a while, but I don't know how many times I had to write your last name. I'm going with Leinenbach.
Well done.
You got it.
All right. Just put me in the Scripps National Spelling Bee. I'm ready to go.
You didn't even need it in a sentence. I know Preston Leinenbach.
Yeah.
Here's a ground ball foul. Nothing went. I mean, I'm assuming you guys can spell my last name and first name, but here's a question for you. I'm going to ask Preston first.
Okay.
Do you know my middle name?
I don't think I actually do, but isn't it like named after like a baseball player or something?
Well, my first name is, yeah. Not my middle name.
So is my first name.
Ground ball foul here to Braxton Davidson leading off the fourth inning. Nothing in two is the
Your
count.
first name's after a baseball player?
It is.
It's not after Zane Gonzalez, the kicker?
No, no, it is not. I'm pretty sure I'm older than him. So...
0-2 pitch, fouled back to the screen.
My mom is not the world's biggest baseball fan, and the only reason why she comes to Evansville Otters games is I think she likes the public address announcer. She's a fan of his. But she was in college at IU School of Medicine up in Indy and was watching the ABC Game of the Week. And there was a bullpen pitcher.
The 0-2. One bounces in the dirt. 1-2 on Braxton Davidson, who struck out his first time up.
By the name of Zane Smith. He was a lefty, and he was pitching for the Atlanta Braves on the ABC National Game of the Week. And my mom said she was dating my dad at the time because they were high school sweethearts, so they were doing long-distance dating at the time. She basically said, when I have a son, I want him to be Zane. So there you go.
Here's the 1-2 to Davidson. Checks the swing and takes outside. 2-2.
He had a wicked mullet. Played for the Braves from 84 to 88, Toronto in 89, and then also spent time in Pittsburgh from 90, and then retired in 96.
From the wind, the 2-2 pitch to Davidson. Low ball 3, check swing, did not go, counts full.
And one final thing on him, he was a Valley guy, Preston.
Oh.
Played at Indiana State University and was drafted in the third round of the 1982 MLB draft.
The 3-2 pitch is lifted in the air down the left field line. Still a full count on Davidson.
With my last name, usually people get tripped up with the I coming after the E because you hear line it. So you think it's, they always get I before the E with the sound of it. Sometimes they don't catch the E-N, the line in. They just think it's Leinbach.
Like Weinbach?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and most of the time, it doesn't actually happen as often as you think with the K instead of the H at the back end of it. But.
I have a little trivia question. If people are bored tomorrow listening to your broadcast, there are 2 tri-state cities within driving distance of Evansville that if you wanted to spend 4 hours driving around southern Indiana, there's a building with Preston's last name on it in a particular town, and there's a building in this particular town with Jevon's last name. I dare someone to go to both locations, snap a photo.
And tweet it at us.
Evil Otters on Twitter.
There's another building up that way with my last name besides the tire center.
Well, leadoff walk to Davidson as he took a 3-2 pitch in the dirt. Now the batter is Luke Becker, who struck out in the second. And he takes ball 1 with showing bunt and pulled back.
Speaking of travels, my parents traveled up to Bloomington today. For a little overnight day trip.
The 1-0 is low and inside, 2 balls and no strikes.
At first, I told him, I was telling how you were excited about the opener for IU yesterday. Well, I guess it's a good thing we're not going up there till Sunday then. I was like, well, they're on the road to open up, so it shouldn't be too bad.
Say they're going up 6 days before the opener?
Yeah, they're ready. They're more ready than I am. Are they playing Sink the Biz?
My parents definitely not.
Oh man, Sink the Biz. Okay, are they eating Sink the Biz fries then?
Probably not.
Oh man,
They also went to Nashville, Indiana, because have you been there?
yes.
Has a bunch of little shops and stuff. My mom likes walking up the streets of little shops.
You go to
and stuff,
Nashville,
so.
Indiana, though, in October with the foliage. That's the best time.
They'll probably go up there then
Okay.
too.
Good.
They go a few times a year, so.
Get your money's worth.
2-0 pitch to Becker is a fly ball hit in the air out towards center field, playable for Miles Gordon. He makes a letter high catch. That's the first out of the 4th inning. Back to first base goes Davidson.
Now you can't beat the Brown County foliage in late September, early October. If you're listening to us and you're in the Northeast, I know you have really good fall foliage as well. And in the Northeast, it comes a little bit earlier than it does for us here in southern Indiana. But I'd put our foliage up against anybody else's.
1 on, 1 out, and here is Matt McGarry, who struck out in the 2nd. That was a streak of 5 in a row in which O'Reilly struck out. And a swing and a miss. McGarry behind the count, 0-1. I'm disappointed. Zane, you haven't guessed what my middle name is yet, do you know?
Christian? No. What is it?
The 0-1 pitch. Tapper foul, 0-2. I was going to let you know if you knew, because I don't like my middle name, so.
I feel like I used to know it, and I found out, but just a lot of things have happened.
It is Gregory.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Any reason why?
Not really, no.
What's wrong with Gregory?
I just don't like it. Here's the 0-2 pitch to McGarry. And a Tapper foul. He stays alive.
Do you know what my middle name is?
I do, yes.
Hang on.
It's my password for everything.
It is.
With a couple of numbers. Yeah.
I should know this.
So our Otters TV email, I set up the account. It's my middle name. And then a couple of numbers after.
What is it?
So, if you want to hack into our YouTube, be listening.
But it's a special number. It's Andrew.
Andrew. Yeah, I wouldn't have guessed that. Here's the 0-2. In the dirt. Oh, this gets away from the catcher and to the backstop. A wild pitch allows Davidson to trot up to second base. He's there with 1 away.
Preston, what's your middle name?
I know my middle name. I mean, you're the one who...
No,
why you ask me what's your middle name?
No, just what? No, what is
Preston
your middle name?
Lee?
No.
No.
PL.
Thomas?
Yeah, what would be... So it's P
I'm
blank...
that Zane doesn't know.
What? Well, I used to probably know it.
I'm terrible with names, so I mean, I'll forget by tomorrow morning.
Dwayne?
Here's a 1-2 offering for McGarry. Guy at second base with 1 out. 2-2 game in the 4th. Swing and a miss. He struck him out for the 2nd time tonight. That's 6 Ks for O'Reilly.
What is it?
Alexander.
Alexander. I like that the best out of all. It's a very long name. Preston Alexander Leinenbach.
Yeah, so my initials spell pal. P-A-L.
Aww. Well, you're Gemini-ized, pal.
All right, Zach.
Don't say that, because there was an associate minister at my church when I was a kid that called me Zach, and my parents would say, "Oh, she's just saying your initials to make me feel better," because I hated being called Zach as a kid. I still hate being called Zach.
2 outs. The first pitch to Botker, left fielder, is hit back to the pitcher, and O'Reilly takes care of that with a short underhand toss, and Davidson is left at second base. After 4 innings, we're tied at 2 between Evansville and Schaumburg on the Otters YouTube channel.
Welcome to a place that feels like home. A place that cares about all of you. Built to help you grow in more ways than you could possibly imagine. To make new friends, travel new paths, soar to new heights, and deepen your spiritual experience. Welcome to Oakland City University.
CenterPoint Energy's newest generation of safe, efficient energy includes capturing and harnessing the natural power of pure sunshine. We are increasing solar in our balanced and reliable energy mix as we power our region with more clean, renewable energy. We're bringing a little piece of the sun to every home and business while reducing carbon emissions and helping create a cleaner environment. It's just a little something for your smart energy future.
Is he gonna be your +1?
Top of the 5th inning, going to be the 8-9-01 batters here for the Otters. Justin Felix, Miles Gordon, and Gary Mattis here against Jeff Bramblett. Good game so far.
I'm curious to see how deep Bramblett will go because most of his outings in his career in the French League have been as a reliever. Now he has made a few spot starts and kind of strung together some starts lately, but I'm curious to see like how stretched out is he considering that most of his time earlier this season and in his career he's been a reliever.
Well, he's been economical so far tonight. What in the world? 42 pitches through 4 innings with a breaking ball in the dirt, 2-1. So you know how on the phone, occasionally you'll say a word and like the Siri microphone will pick up. I said economical and it picked it up. How did that?
By the way, I enjoyed our coming back from break doing what Bob and Tom would do, where they're joking about an inside joke that no one could hear, and we're reacting to it as we come back on the air. I enjoyed that a lot.
Here's a pitch up and away, 3-1. Wait.
I did not put a +1.
I did not.
So I have a question about that. So is that when you're listening on like WJPS coming back from break, or is that on anything you listen to as far as Bob and Tom?
So if you're listening on WJPS, when they come back from commercials, they're already in mid-sentence and laughing because on their flagship, they have an extra bonus of local for weather.
Correct.
And they make a joke.
That's what I was going to say. That's why that sometimes when WJPS rejoins, it's in the middle of a joke. Yeah, and you'll hear, welcome back.
Yeah. It's pretty cool how they kind of have it down to a T, and sometimes you can tell they intentionally try to do that.
Mm-hmm. The 3-2 pitch just missed above the zone to Justin Felix, so he's on base for the second time tonight. Leadoff walk in the 5th. But
walk does not count toward the cycle watch.
Can we count it as the single though? It's still 90 feet.
Still visiting Boots Day.
Yeah.
So Bramblett, I would think Preston has a chance to go through 6 innings if he can be somewhat efficient here in this frame.
If he was on a better team, he would probably be in discussion for that French League saves record because I mean he has been lights out.
Here is a fly ball in the air to center field. 1 pitch and 1 out for Gordon. Back to first base goes Felix as their center fielder Chase Dawson makes the catch.
And as the one person here wearing the Otters hat and the Otters shirt, I do want to do the company line here and mention the 6-game homestand that the Otters have coming up beginning on Tuesday at Bosse Field.
We'll be there.
Taco Tuesday with the $2 tacos and the $2.50 Modelo.
That's a good deal, $2 tacos.
And then $2.50 Modelos and Coronas.
Am I allowed to drink those while I broadcast, Preston?
If the mayor
You're my boss.
If the mayor buys them for you,
yes.
If
the mayor buys it for you.
Okay, deal.
That's my rule. I can drink on the job if the mayor buys me a beer, and that's happened a couple times.
Or just have the Joe Buck rule where you can have 1 beer before the broadcast and be done with it. If Joe Buck can have a beer before a Fox broadcast, hey, I think we're okay.
As long as Preston doesn't know.
I'll just tell you it's apple
I'll,
juice.
I'll know. I'll look at you. I'll probably roll my eyes a little bit, but I'll probably be at the end of it.
By the way,
But I'm not judging.
By the way, Wednesday's game is at 10:05.
Sleep fast on Tuesday.
Are you a morning person, Jevin?
Was that to me or to Preston?
It was to you.
Okay. I kind of have to be. I mean, I am now. I still prefer. So here's the thing. I can't really go to bed early. Like early, it's in like 8 o'clock. If I get up super early. So normally I'm up till like 10 or 11, laying in bed, can't sleep. So I always have to take a nap throughout the day because I got to get up 5:30 in the morning. So it's the waking up in the morning doesn't bother me, but I can't go to bed super early at night. So I have to take a nap throughout the day normally.
I'm not a nap guy, Preston. Yeah.
I'm not a morning person.
So I can't wait to work with you on Wednesday.
Yeah, it won't be fun.
Here is the 0-2 pitch and a fly ball. It is on the infield towards the second base bag. The shortstop calling for it makes the catch, and Gary Mattis is retired. He's 0 for 3. Let me rephrase that too with the morning stuff. I don't like doing physical activity early in the morning as far as running or maybe playing a sport, but I don't mind getting up and working in the morning. That doesn't really faze me.
I'll make sure to bring you peanut M&Ms.
I'll need like 5.
Need some caffeine, right? Are you a coffee drinker?
No. Can I bring you a Pabst Blue Ribbon, a hard coffee?
I mean, the 12:30 starts a struggle as is.
Yeah. See, the problem is I'm gonna sound like I had just.
And it's not just because I just, I mean, for even the 12:30 start, I've already been there probably since like 7:30, starting my preparations for the day. So.
I'm assuming Bill is an early morning guy, right?
Yeah, he gets up at like 5 a.m. every morning to go to mass.
Every morning?
Yes.
I didn't realize that was every morning.
No, it is.
The more you know.
He's going to heaven.
The 1-0 pitch to Allen, a curveball on the corner called strike. Allen was hit by a pitch in the first, and he had an RBI single in the third. Also came around to score part of that 2-run frame for the Otters. Schaumburg bounced back and scored 2 runs in the bottom half, and we're still tied at 2. Top 5. Runner at first base, 2 outs. That's Felix at first, Allen the batter. From the stretch position, the 1-1 to Josh is inside. It hits him again.
And based on my understanding of some of the conversations you've had with Otters TV with some of the players, they probably won't be a fan of the 10 a.m. start either.
I won't either because I'm going to get up at a decent time, but I'm still going to sound like I just woke up. And as an announcer, you try to have the same voice and the same style for every game, and I'm just going to sound different for a 10:05 start.
So you're going to have that sexy PA voice?
Yes. For those who want to show up on Senior Connection Wednesday with their $2 general admission tickets, if you're 55 and older, I'll be there with my
raspy morning voice
that some might call sexy.
So you know what's funny is here's the pitch to Baez, and he rips one out into left center field. Why do they keep on pitching to him? That'll score another run. Here is Felix scoring from second, and it's 3-2 Evansville. I mean, Baez just keeps on murdering Frontier League pitching. His second hit of the night, second RBI. He has 22 RBIs in 15 games.
And Cycle Watch, because he's halfway there living on a prayer. He had a double, and now he has a single.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't know why they keep.
I mean, it's foolish. And it's not that they're pitching to him. It's they're throwing the first or second pitch right down the middle.
Fastballs right down the middle. Yep, not even.
How about you see if he chases or something? I don't
give
get
him a breaking ball or something. And the only reason I say that about Zane's PA voice is because sometimes his voice will get worn out by the end of a game.
Because our games are somewhat long.
And it starts sounding like very kind of soft-spoken and dramatic. Now batting. Although that's not how you do it, but number 45, the second baseman, J.R. Davis.
First and third, 2 outs. The 1-0. The runner goes. The pitch is a strike. The throw goes towards second, cut off by the middle infielder, the shortstop. So it's a stolen base for Baez. And Evansville has second and third with 2 outs, trying to tack on to a 3-2 lead.
So they were trying to do what they did last night, cut it off and get the runner at home, but Josh Allen was aware, stayed put. Baez trots in safely to second.
Did not work this time. The count is 1-1 on Crane, who has a team-high 72 RBIs. He is 0 for 2 this evening. Righty on lefty. And the 1-1 pitch from Bramblett is headed home. Check swing. He went around 1-2. I will say, I understand what you mean about that. My voice is different early in the morning than it is throughout the day. So when I record my sportscast for Fox Sports, granted it's on my phone or through my headset in my room at 5:30 in the morning, I've been up for a whole 10 minutes. It sounds different than the afternoon sportscast.
Yeah, you sound different because I've heard it, and then I will sound different for my Otters update for Monday morning as I would if I actually had to do that live on WJPS and WYFS.
And for me right now, this probably sounds different than how I sounded yesterday morning at 9 a.m. when I did the PA for the Special Olympics event at Bossy Field.
Fun. How was that?
It was pretty fun.
Good. No, I
4 games worth. I mean, made it before the rain, and they made some pretty good plays out there too. We saw some web gyms.
I had a relative who did Special Olympics when he was in high school. My cousin Tyler did basketball and loved it.
And as I mentioned on the broadcast last night, Jevin, our good friend and season ticket holder Emilio Delgado, was there participating.
Here's a foul tip, and the catcher hangs on. Riley Crane strikes out, so the Otters strand 2, but they pick up a run thanks to an RBI single from, you guessed it, Jeffrey Baez. Halfway home, Evansville 3, Schaumburg 2 on the Otters YouTube channel.
Every 6 minutes, a utility line is damaged due to reckless digging. So Indiana relies on these 811 superheroes. Derek the Builder.
I dig for a living, but I always contact 811.
Mary the Gardener.
Before I plant a tree, I contact 811.
And Mike the Contractor.
I contact 811 before I do my work.
Prevent damage or injury. Call 811 anytime or go online 811now.com. This message is sponsored by the Indiana Utility Regulatory Commission and this station.
Come be a part of a nationally recognized program in criminal justice. The Criminal Justice Program at Oakland City University provides students with in-depth knowledge in the fields of law enforcement, forensics, corrections, and juvenile justice. Learn through hands-on experiences and train in areas of investigative forensics, criminology, and police administration. A career-focused major is in your reach and all in a Christian university setting that feels like home. Oakland City University.
Bottom of the 5th inning. Evansville retakes the lead with a single tally in the top half, so it's 3-2 Otters. With Zane Clodfelter, Preston Leinebach, I'm Jevin Redmond. Nick Odo digs in. He walked and scored back in the 3rd on the first pitch. He lifts a fly ball into center. Charging hard as a center fielder, and it's Miles Gordon who makes a diving catch. I think he thought he was going to get there in time without having to dive, then had to change speed the last second. And it's kind of a half dive whenever he made that catch, but anyways, there's one away.
He handled it better than Matt Holliday did in 2009 in the National League Division Series in left field against the Dodgers. I will never forget the crotch botch.
His career with Cardinals after that bounced back pretty well. But
I'd say he did okay.
He did. I mean, he ended up signing.
I just wonder with Derek Gordon if his plate kind of got stuck because a lot of turf kicked up there when he eventually went down.
The outfield does not look very smooth in Schaumburg, kind of choppy. Back to the top of the order, Ali Craig, who shows bunt, pulls back and takes a steer. Rack one on the outside corner. Craig is 1 for 2 tonight. He singled and scored in the 3rd. He's also flew out to left. I think, Zane, we need another FrontierLeagueTV.com scoreboard update if you get a chance here. Keeping our eye on the Florence game, of course, and also the Miners and Gateway playing game 2 of the doubleheader. Foul ball back, left side, 0-2 on Craig.
And noticing the conditions of the field, as you mentioned, we'll give a shout out to assistant coach Billy Easley for the Otters, as he has done a great job taking care of Bossy Field this year. Part of his responsibilities. He gets a little help as well from some of the other coaches, especially on the Monday on their off day. They'll come in, really work on the field ahead of a homestand. Even after last Monday, in between the road trips, I guess you would say.
Billy Easley, player procurement.
Yeah.
And assistant coach.
And Travis, he's been out there helping him with preparations of the field. You'll see our GM Travis out there ahead of the game during the pregame ceremonies, hosing it down, getting it ready.
No balls and 2 strikes with nobody on, 1 out. The 0-2 misses outside, 1-2.
Jeff, and that FrontierLeagueTV.com scoreboard update for you. In Joliet, the Yawls of Florence on top of the Slammers 3-0 again, top of the 4th. And then bottom of the 2nd, the second game of a doubleheader. We told you that Southern Illinois won 10-8 in the first game.
1-2 in the dirt, 2-2 on Craig.
Bottom of the 2nd in the nightcap of that doubleheader because of the rain out last night. It's Gateway 3, Southern Illinois 1.
And that's Zane Clodfelter with your FrontierLeagueTV.com scoreboard in studio update.
There you go.
Back to you in the booth.
Now, is he in Evansville or back in New York?
I'd love to go to New York, just not for the Pinstripe Bowl. I want the Hoosiers to go somewhere better.
You know what? That's actually one city I have no desire to visit is New York.
I would like to go, but if Indiana makes the Pinstripe Bowl this year, I would go just to visit Yankee Stadium, even though I'd be outside post-Christmas in New York.
A little chilly.
It would be chilly.
I'm just not a big city type guy.
I don't mind a big city, but I don't know, New York, it just seems super crowded and people there are kind of rude. Here's a pop-up into foul territory. The third base side, is there a play? There certainly is for the third baseman, Gary Mattis, who was a step or two from that dugout rail on the Otters side, and there's 2 fast outs.
See, we say that, and I have met so many people from New York and from New Jersey, which in the Midwest, it's like, oh man, they're from that area. They're not going to be respectful. They're not going to be nice. I mean, Mike Radomski, one of the world's nicest humans of all time, came from Jersey, which before meeting him, you would see the parodies of people from Jersey. They'd be, tough and blue collar. No,
2 outs. Here is Clint Hardy, and Hardy swings and misses strike 1. I would be intrigued to visit Madison Square Garden one time. Yankee Stadium, I'm indifferent on. I don't really care to see that. But Madison Square Garden for sure.
It'd be fun to see a football game in Yankee Stadium. Because I didn't go to the Indiana's Pinstripe Bowl in 15.
Because, for me, when I say big city, like New York, I guess D.C., Philadelphia, Washington.
D.C. was a blast. I went.
Those for me are big Atlanta, big cities.
Yeah.
Whereas no disrespect to the Midwest, but Louisville and Indy and St. Louis, I see as more mid-sized cities.
Ground ball left side. Third baseman has it, and that is Mattis. He slings it across the diamond in a fast 1-2-3 inning for Ryan O'Reilly. We're through 5. It's Evansville 3, Schaumburg 2 on the Otters YouTube channel.
We love our kids and want them to be healthy. After all, a healthy child can make for a happy child. That's why Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield offers health insurance for children up to age 18 at low or no cost. From doctor visits to dental care, Anthem is here to put resources at your fingertips and simple solutions within your reach. And that is something to smile about. Call 1-800-403-0864 to enroll today. To learn more, visit anthem.com/inmedicaid.
Getting ready and keeping fit for baseball season is hard work. That's why you'll find Evan at Bob's Gym. Getting fit, having fun, being an otter. Be like Evan. Try a free 3-day pass at Bob's.
Top of the sixth inning, and Elijah McNamee leads off the frame just like he did back in the fourth. Elijah is 0 for 2 with a fly out to center. He's also bounced out to short. Bramblett still in this game at 61 pitches, and the first pitch of the sixth is a swing and a miss. McNamee was fooled on a breaking ball in the dirt, 0-1.
Quick thing to finish the discussion we were having off air, the part of the mountains we went to was in Tennessee, so basically that whole like Smoky Mountains east part, all that.
Going to Myrtle Beach so much though as a kid, the moment I hit those mountains, that I would just want to keep going. Just take me all the way to the Atlantic.
0-1, ground ball to short, fielded by McGarry, and McNamee is out by plenty. He's 0 for 3.
Because the mountains for me were always the indication, okay, we're halfway on the road trip. The first half was getting to the mountains, and then the middle part was driving through the mountains, and then the latter half was always, okay, where are the palm trees of South Carolina?
Nobody on, 1 out. Top of the sixth inning, Evansville in front, 3-2. The batter is J.R. Davis, 0 for 2 tonight. And the DH takes outside, ball 1.
By the way, you guys saw there's another named tropical storm out in the Atlantic that looks like it's not going to impact the United States, Hurricane Larry. And they're saying it can get...
Ooh, Larry. Larry!
Ground ball to third. Becker across the diamond, and J.R. Davis is retired. That's 3 in a row retired by Bramblett.
They're saying by the time it hits some sort of land, it'll probably be Newfoundland, which is to the northeast of Maine, so it'll... I mean, I'm fascinated by that stuff. I mean, Ida was somewhat concerning, and I'll admit I'm one of those people in the Midwest. I have never experienced a hurricane, but I sure do watch the news coverage of one.
Oh, yeah, I mean, you can't miss Jim Cantore.
Didn't even watch him. I watched just Rob Marciano on ABC stand out in the rain.
I can't be the only one, and this isn't necessarily just for like a tropical storm or bad weather, but do you guys ever just to decompress sit at home and watch the Weather Channel?
Yes.
Yeah.
I like to see the weather.
It's relaxing to hear them talk about the weather in different locations. Like, okay.
You know, like if I ever have to vacation there, I'll know a little bit about the area from the map.
The 1-0 pitch is outside. It is 2-0 on to Jesus.
See, I was a nerd. Before we'd go to like Myrtle Beach or Orlando, I'd always watch the Weather Channel and look for the weather forecast prior to us departing of that area we were going to. So I'd have a scoop.
2-0 pitch is a drive out into right center field, and the center fielder Dawson, who is shading to Jesus in the gap, makes the catch. It's a 1-2-3 6th inning for Jeff Bramblett. Boomers come to the plate in the sixth. Evansville is in front 3-2 on the Otters YouTube channel.
Fix up your home with Heritage. Our home improvement financing options can help you change your home now and pay for it over time. Upgrade your home. Make home repairs. Remodel a kitchen. Build a new deck. Add a new room. Remodel your bath. Update appliances. Whether it's a small weekend project or a large renovation, Heritage Federal Credit Union can help you finance your improvements today. Fix up your home with Heritage.
Before you danced the first dance. Before you walked down the aisle. Before the tables were set with care. Before you penned a single invitation. Before the day that went beyond your wildest expectations. There was the little green box from Brinker's Jewelers for befores and happily ever afters.
Home half the sixth inning. Boomers had the 3, 4, and 5 up in their lineup. Otters in front 3-2. Ryan O'Reilly so far has allowed 3 hits through the first 5 innings, and he delivers a fastball right down central, strike called to Chase Dawson, who has struck out. Also has an RBI fielder's choice, which tied the game at 2. That was back in the third. It is 3, 4, and 0 for Evansville, 2, 3, and 1 for Schaumburg. The 1-strike pitch is raked foul, first base side, and quickly 2 strikes on Dawson.
What's our Benny's Beverage Depot attendance guess? And I steal that from the Chicago Cubs radio network because if the Cards aren't playing, WBNL in Boonville is a Cubs affiliate, and they always guess that.
The 0-2 pitch, ground ball, right side, foul. Well, the actual attendance or what they're going to announce?
What they're going to announce.
They're not. They're going to. And it's only a Sunday crowd, so they'll announce 3,000. So.
Yeah, so I'll say 3,087 for me.
Okay, Preston.
Yeah, I was going to say like 3,186.
Okay.
Well, if they guessed 4,000 last night, yeah, I'm going to say 3,250.
Okay.
Like earlier, you mentioned about the camera angles, Jevin. The one thing is with Wintrust Field, they don't have quite the same overhang as Bossy Field, so it's easier for them to follow the ball when they try to follow in the air. But also, they don't have the beams blocking their view, so at least they do have kind of a clear shot of the playing field.
So I'm going to message Tim Calderwood on social media site, and I'm going to let him know to pass along.
So let me write this down. I said 3,250.
I said 3,087.
Okay. You were 3,001 what?
86.
3,000.
I didn't want to Price is Right Zane, so I went 100 more.
1-2 pitch is a fly ball out in shallow center field, and a nice play by the second baseman Josh Allen, who made the catch and eventually went tumbling to the ground for the first out.
Good play by Josh Allen. Kind of had to go a long way for that, and really reached up to get it, and like you said, tumbled, but more of an over-the-shoulder catch as he was running toward Gordon, who was coming in from center field.
I would think tomorrow, Labor Day afternoon baseball, should be good weather. They'll have a decent crowd tomorrow.
Well, the box score will say so.
I believe that is their last home game draw, because I think they finish out on the road.
Here is Nia Porty, the DH. Inside check swing, nearly clipped him across the forearm. Ball 1. Nia Porty has struck out and also bounced out to short.
But they won't have to pack for the playoffs if they do start on the road Tuesday, because they would be guaranteed, I think, with their record at this stage, to host games 1 and 2 on that Tuesday, Wednesday.
The 1-0 pitch is a ground ball to the right side. And the second baseman, Allen, was playing up the middle, so it squirts through for a base hit. 1-out single for Nia Porty.
And that's another Kraft single. We keep seeing the Kraft singles. And Preston, if I remember that promotion for Schaumburg correctly, that's $100, right? To some charity for every single, which is a lot.
Wow, that is a lot.
Yeah, it is a charitable donation. I don't remember the exact amount, but I do remember Tim saying that on the air when he was at Bossyville calling the games.
For every single. Then I'm asking, well, what do we get for every Deerhead double-decker double?
So later this week, for the midweek, Schaumburg has to go to Lake Erie.
Ugh.
See who they finish out with next week.
How many home games are there in the Frontier League each year?
I mean, 48 on the 96-game schedule,
okay.
But the Otters have had more because they...
Then they finish out at Florence next weekend.
So let's say, what do you think the average amount of hits for a team are throughout the year each night? I mean, is 5 a fair amount? Some nights you're going to have 7 or 8, 10. Some nights you're going to have a couple. Maybe 6, 7? What do you think?
6 would be my
6.
average.
6.5.
That's almost $30,000 for those singles.
Yeah, from Kraft. But then again, I guess it's a tax write-off.
Well, you're selling as many tickets for that attendance. I guess you can afford it.
Here's a swing and a miss. Nothing in 2 on at Davidson. I will say, working at, I don't know if I should share this or not, but at WNIN, like we got a lot of underwriters, and some of the sponsors or underwriters, what they pay per spot is a high amount, but like you said, it's a tax write-off. So for some of those companies, it's no big deal.
Right.
I won't share this. I'll get in trouble. The 0-2 pitch, the pickoff attempt.
But I will say, for the Evansville Otters perspective, working with some of our nonprofit partners and some of the
We'll get in trouble instead, Kevin.
some of the charitable, like I said, partners that we've worked with this year and the last couple of years have been, I think, it's just a great thing for the Evansville community, and it's been a lot of fun.
The 2-strike pitch to Davidson is in the dirt, good block by Justin Felix. Ball and 2 strikes.
Big thanks to the foundation as well for our nonprofit partnering with the Evansville Otters.
And we had the Arc of Evansville for 90s night.
The United Methodist Youth Home, which brought out a ton of
course,
Methodists.
back in June for the Salute to the Negro Leagues night, we partnered with the Evansville African American Museum on that one.
A lot of our bigger crowds have been our nonprofit nights, to be honest with you.
The 1-2 is hit toward the shortstop, bobbled, out at second. The throw to first, double play. It was a line shot toward DeJesus. Kind of short-hopped him. He bobbled it. The ball popped up in the air. Recovered well. Allen was there for the turn. 6-4-3. Off the bat of Braxton Davidson. That erases the 1-out single from Neaporti. We're through 6. Evansville 3, Schaumburg 2 on the Otters YouTube channel.
If you're looking for a liquor store in Evansville, look no further than Liquor Locker. The Liquor Locker has the best selection at the best prices, including the largest craft beer and bourbon selection in the area. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff will help you find the beer, wine, and liquor you need for any occasion. And check out the fine selection of cigars at all Liquor Locker stores. Liquor Locker is now open Sundays 12 to 8 p.m. and offers citywide delivery. Visit one of our 10 conveniently located stores in the Evansville area today. There is always something for everyone at the Liquor Locker.
Cheer up, Evan. This rain will be out soon. You should download the 14 First Alert app and see for yourself. You can see what's coming up to 7 days in advance, or you can break it down hour by hour. Check out live radar so you can see what's happening in real time. And you can watch 14 News live directly from the app. See, there's nothing to worry about.
Stay in the game with the 14 First Alert app.
Otters bat in the 7th inning. They're enjoying a 3-2 lead. Hits are even 4 apiece. The Boomers have committed the game's only error, and Jeff Bramblett is still out there for the 7th inning at just 68 pitches. And pitch number 69 was not a good one. It goes to the backstop. Ball 1 to Justin Felix. We talked about his average being low coming into play tonight, but he's done a good job behind the dish. Well, he's done both tonight. He's doubled and scored, and he's walked and scored.
Pitch 69 wasn't nice.
It was
Hopefully 70 for him will be better.
From the wine, the 1-0 is a towering pop-up in foul territory behind the plate. Catcher flipped his mask and watches it sail into the seats. Strike 1 on Felix.
If you're Evansville here, top of the 7th, you've managed to have yourself a 1-run lead here. The offense has shown up so far this weekend. It would be great if you could go into Labor Day without a lot of stress, already having clinched this series. And this is a big inning to maybe add insurance, Jevin.
The 1-1 breaking ball high to Felix, 2-1. So they took, 2 of 3 at Gateway, 2 of 3 at the minors. So that's a 4-2. So you got a 6-2 road trip right now. Even, I know at this point with a 2.5 game lead, you don't want to lose these last 2, but even if he went 6-4, that's a really solid 10-game trip. The 2-1 is high, 3-1.
He wouldn't walk the leadoff guy, would he, here, Mr. Redmond?
Well, he did back in the 5th inning, and it came around to score.
Old Abner right on duty.
Otters have had a leadoff guy on 3 times tonight through 6 innings, and 2 of which came around to score. The double by Felix back in the 3rd, the walk in the 5th, and the 3-1 pitch is on the corner. The count's full to Felix.
Old automatic.
Not on 3-1, but
kind of was on that pitch, though. I thought it was on the outside left-handed batter's box, to be honest with you.
So the count's full. Bramblett with some of his jersey untucked from his white pants, the 3-2. Whoa, there's ball 4. That's way high on a breaking pitch, so he walks Felix leading off the 7th. We'll see if it comes around to score once again.
Speaking of untucked jerseys, I miss Taylor Wright.
I do too. I do too.
Hope school's going well for him.
I don't know who Taylor Wright is.
One of our relief pitchers who had to go back to his teaching duties out east, so we're currently placing him on the inactive list because we would like to keep him in the future if he'd still like to play baseball, but just knowing that he can't play baseball right now for his job.
Yeah. Where's our closer in 2019?
Frontier League Newcomer of the Year.
Well,
when did he have to
Rookie of the Year, yeah.
When did he have to leave the team?
I think his last day was the same day as Ryan's, actually, on August 15th.
Well, that would be why I don't know who he is, yeah.
Yeah. He was a setup man this year, arriving a little late, so Logan Sawyer had already established himself as a closer.
Chad Lidskog did write a really good story about him.
You know his dad.
You know his dad.
Oh, yeah, Jay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Really good story in the Courier and Press about that.
Now I know who he is, yeah. So what does he teach?
Children.
That's who he teach. What does he teach? Make him sound like objects. I believe.
Yeah. Do we know what his license actually is in?
I asked. It's at high school. The high school level.
Wait, he's a high school teacher?
I think that's what Andy told me, because I never actually asked Taylor straight up.
Here's a bunt that's popped up from Gordon, and it goes to the backstop. 2 strikes on Gordon, who's 0 for 2 tonight.
I feel like he was either math or history.
So I would either love him or hate him, because I hated math, but man, I loved history.
Clearly.
Well, yes, I give the tours at Bossy Field in the off season.
I think it depended on what the history was for me. I wasn't
I love
a big
history of
guy.
anything. No, because you have to
No, you
know and
don't.
understand past history to understand current situations on why we're at this.
Certain things, yes. The O2 is high, 1 and 2. That's why I have my opinion. Certain historic things.
I was more into the war history of like the United States, like Revolutionary, Civil, all that stuff.
I'm more on voting trends and presidential politics. No, because you have to know how the electric and how the United States are voting and maybe what their view. Right.
The 1-2 pitch to Gordon. He bunts with 2 strikes, gets it down up the first base line. Pitcher fields, short toss to first base, so the sacrifice is successful. That goes 1-3, and Felix moves to second base with 1 out.
Not to get too political here, but it always fascinated me as a kid growing up in Indiana, which everyone nationally would perceive as a red state and a Republican state. But if you look closely, it wasn't until 2004 where Indiana, because our presidential and gubernatorial elections are on the same election, it wasn't until 2004, dating back to the early 80s, where Indiana voted both the same party for both offices.
The pitch to Mattis, swing and a miss, strike 1. Mattis 0 for 3 tonight with 3 flyouts.
So, for example, in let's say 1980 or 1992, that election, Indiana voted for George H.W. Bush, the Republican for president, but voted into the governor's mansion a Democrat in Evan Bayh. Split tickets.
Here is the pitch to Mattis, and he rips it hard to the left side. It is gloved by the third baseman, Becker. Throw to first in time, and out at first base is Mattis. There's 2 away. Close play.
Yeah, it short hopped the first baseman by a considerable amount. I didn't know.
I will say the broadcast for Schaumburg has done, I think, a very good job in letting Jevin do his job. and relay this information to you, the listeners.
Yeah, Tim was texting us last night asking about how the feed looked from our end. I told him it looked really good. Out of our remote road broadcasts we've done so far, theirs have been the best.
No sponsor yet for our remote studio location, though, right?
No sponsor. I'll work on that overnight so we can have one for tomorrow.
I was gonna say with Alan up, don't want to do the on-camera thing until we have a backdrop, like a green screen backdrop or something.
Oh my God. I can leave you a backdrop that you guys can borrow for tomorrow, and that can be your sponsor. It's in the trunk of my car.
I mean, I have a green screen, so I can put up something, but it's just a lot of work to set up a green screen.
This is better.
Here's the one-strike pitch to Allen. He takes a curveball, low and outside, 1-1.
And then you got to key out the green.
It is a backdrop. It's a banner.
I'd prefer to stay off camera tomorrow.
Yeah.
I don't want to wear my suit and tie.
Even for this.
Yeah.
I can't wait to tell you in between. Well,
I would go with the easy apparel. I would do the polos would be fine which is what I'll be wearing tomorrow.
The 1-1 pitch to Allen, a swing and a miss, 1-2. Here is what I'll counter for that. If the Otters are in the Frontier League Championship and they are playing Quebec, we'll do that. We'll be on camera for the Frontier League Championship Series because we have to do those games remotely because Preston doesn't have a passport.
Yeah.
I have a passport, but I can't go.
You can't?
No.
I did have one.
Good answer. Good answer.
It just recently expired, and
well,
I don't travel internationally enough to, I feel like, spend, $40, $50 to get one. So
if you can pay me enough,
especially
plus
for 2 days.
If you can pay me enough to go where I'd make more money than what I'd make with my day job here, then I'll go.
What's the exchange rate?
What was the pistol gun for?
What is it? I'll do it again.
I don't know.
Might make some money just crossing the border and then exchanging it and then coming back.
2-2 pitch to Allen at second base, 2 outs. Allen swings and misses. He strikes out, ending the 7th. And that is out number 3. So the Otters strand a guy at second base after leadoff walk to Felix. And we will keep it here.
I will say I have thoroughly enjoyed during the regular season remote broadcast. If there are playoff remote broadcasts, I'd love to be a part of it too. But for the last time, at least for the regular season remotely, I need everybody to stand up, stretch, and sing.
Hang on. I've got to introduce you. We haven't gotten there yet.
Oh, okay. So
the
you
Otters,
sighed real big.
So yeah, I was collecting myself. So no runs in the 7th for the Otters. We go to the home half of the 7th. It's Evansville 3, Schaumburg 2. And with that, we stay here for Take Me Out to the Ball Game. And here is public address announcer Bossy Fields and Clodfelter.
And everything I just said, remember that. And here we go. A 1, a 2, a 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I never get back, and we'll root for the Otters. If they don't win, it's a shame, for it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Nicely done. Now let's get some more runs, Jevin and Preston.
Do we have time for a break, or should we keep it here?
We'll just keep it here, I think O'Reilly has too many warm-up pitches left. Yep.
Nope. We're ready to go. So the Boomers will have Becker, McGarry, and Bacher, 6, 7, and 8. Bacher, however you say his name.
Yep.
That's a CH, not a K. My bad. I couldn't read my own writing.
Like,
Bacher.
It's like, we have a pinch hitter.
Yeah, so if he commits an error.
Oh my gosh. Bacher botched it, yes.
Yeah.
You already have it ready to go.
Please use that.
So Becker 0 for 2, a strike on a fly out to center as O'Reilly starts the 7th inning with pitch number 80. And it's a fastball right down central, strike called to Becker.
Last half inning we were talking about basically broadcast apparel. Do you wear suit and tie for high school football, or you keep it business casual?
Oh, it's not even business casual. It's very casual.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say, suit and tie season doesn't start till basketball season for me. So
that's how I am. And you know what? anymore. I wear a suit and tie, or not suit and tie. I guess we're on TV, yeah. But for radio, normally it's just a nice shirt, dress pants. I might wear a tie if I'm feeling spiffy that night. But no, high school football, honestly, I think Friday I wore t-shirts and shorts.
Yeah, tomorrow night will be the polo and khaki pants, khaki shorts, depending on the temperature by kickoff tomorrow night at UE.
Once we get into some cooler weather, then I might go polo and your khaki shorts for football. But right now, I'm staying comfortable.
I used to do that, doing public address. I was criticized for it by a parody account that followed me, so now I wear khaki pants every men's basketball game I do.
You wore shorts? Is that what you were criticized for?
No, they were my exercise pants, which I would...
Oh, your Adidas pants? Yeah.
Yeah, when it gets cold, though, for football season, I wear jeans or I will put on sweatpants sometimes. I don't think anyone really cares.
The Old Man Saying Twitter account did.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Here is a 3-1 pitch and a ground ball hit to the right side. Crane's there to gobble up. He takes it 3 unassisted, and Becker is 0 for 3. There's 1 out in the 7th.
If I ever wanted to start a fake Preston Leinenbach Twitter account, though, I'd be able to do, I think, a pretty good one.
Better not.
That's what all my friends that I
Thanks for botching my last name.
Yeah, well, Ryan did it too.
Is that even still?
You also did it in the middle of an Otters TV segment this year. Well, one of our series recaps.
I did.
And it was a straight bad.
I did.
Is your account even still up?
No, Old Man said it wasn't my account because I had no control of it, but that has been deactivated, thank God.
There's a pitch inside to McGarry, who has struck out twice tonight.
Curmudgeon Clodfelter was its name.
Because you're such an old soul.
Very old soul. And
it sounded like you, though you say you had no control over it.
I didn't have any control over it.
The 1-0 pitch, line drive up the middle, base hit for McGarry. So he's on base for the first time tonight, and the tying run is on board in the 7th.
But Jevin is an old soul. Mm-hmm. Preston, working with you as long as I have, there's some old soul tendencies in you as well. So before you throw stones and shatter that glass.
Oh, I know that.
Yeah. There's another $100 to craft singles, by the way.
Jacob Lutz was kind of an old soul when he worked with us.
He was. He called me passive aggressive as well. He was the first ever person to
So I guess we know the type of people we like to hang out with.
Who called you passive aggressive?
Jacob Lutz did when he worked for me on ODN in 17.
There's a pitch on the inside corner, a strike to Botcher, who is 0 for 2 tonight.
He said I was the most passive-aggressive person he had ever met, and at the time I had no idea what that meant because he was the first person to ever say that to my face.
The 0-1 pitch. A ground ball slapped to the left side. Third baseman gloves it, and they get the lead man on the fielder's choice. Mattis, who kind of went tumbling on the throw, he threw about a 100-mile-an-hour fastball to Allen covering second base, and the fielder's choice is completed 5-4. There's 2 outs. Well, let me ask you this. Do you agree with it?
No. No, I don't.
Well, I think we all can be passive-aggressive at times.
The problem is,
I think most passive-aggressive is a bit harsh, but, I mean, I think you can be sometimes. I can be. Okay.
Right, and I would state expectations, and then if those expectations weren't being met, I would go around and I would pat you on the back, and I'd be like, hey, it would be great if you were doing this instead
that's passive-aggressive.
Instead of that. But it would be great, like the Office Space guy.
So 2 outs. Here is Nick Odo, and Odo sends a solid smash out towards center field, but they placed Mr. Gordon in a good spot in center field to make the catch, and that's a quick 7th inning. So a 1-out single from McGarry. I left at first base after 7. Otters in front of the Boomers, 3-2 on the Otters YouTube channel.
Welcome to a place that feels like home. A place that cares about all of you. Built to help you grow in more ways than you could possibly imagine. To make new friends, travel new paths, soar to new heights, and deepen your spiritual experience. Welcome to Oakland City University.
CenterPoint Energy's newest generation of safe, efficient energy includes capturing and harnessing the natural power of pure sunshine. We are increasing solar in our balanced and reliable energy mix as we power our region with more clean, renewable energy. We're bringing a little piece of the sun to every home and business while reducing carbon emissions and helping create a cleaner environment. It's just a little something for your smart energy future.
Top. Oh man! Top of the 8th inning. It's 3-2 Evansville. They lead Schaumburg with Preston Linebach saying Claude Felter. I'm Jevin Redmond. Jeffrey Baez digs in, leads things off, and the pitch to him is a breaking ball in the corner strike. The new pitcher is Jack Joyce. He takes over after the Schaumburg starter Jeff Bramblett went 7 innings, 3 runs, 4 hits, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. He was pretty good, but right now, in line for the loss.
I believe for Jay Joyce, this is actually his second stint with the Boomers, as he was with the Boomers in previous years, and I think he kind of fell victim, I guess, to the previous age limit rule, and so now he's been able to come back and rejoin the team.
Got a 4.54 ERA over 35 and 2/3 innings with 50 strikeouts. He's got Baez behind the count, 0-2. I don't know how he laid off that pitch, but it's 1-2.
Jevin, I have a FrontierLeagueTV.com scoreboard update for you. Let's get
back to the studio.
Let's first, though, go to that second game of a doubleheader at GCS Credit Union Ballpark. Remember, 7-inning game, so bottom of the 4th, Gateway leading Southern Illinois 5-1. After Southern Illinois won the first game 10-8.
Ball 2, it counts even 2-2.
And now the update from Joliet, the Slammers have tied it.
All right.
It is 3-3, Florence and Joliet through 5.
Remember last night, Joliet had a big, 7-run 4th or 5th inning?
They did. Yes.
2-2 pitch to Baez. Swing and a miss, struck him out. And Baez now 2 for 4. So Joyce comes in and fans the first guy he faces.
Now, see, the problem there was there's nobody on base for him to drive in. He only, he has to be in RBI situations.
He's like, I don't need to hit here. I can't drive anybody home. So what's the point?
A couple of other scores for you. Keep Quebec beat New Jersey 10-1 earlier today north of the border. Windy City beating Lake Erie 6-5.
One out batter is Riley Crane. He's 0 for 3 with a strikeout tonight. The left-hander takes ball 1.
One other game in progress. Out of New York, Tri-City Valley Cats leading the New York Boulders 6-1. That is the top of the 8th there. And then one game postponed to tomorrow, Labor Day, Washington and Sussex County. And that is an extremely important game and series.
Sharp curveball there by Joyce. Catches the outside corner 1-1.
And now I assume, Preston, if I'm not mistaken, they will have a doubleheader there tomorrow between those two teams. Yes, a doubleheader tomorrow, and that is important for their respective division chase.
1-1 pitch here to Riley Crane. Fastball above the belt, 2-1.
So right now in the Northeast Division, which is the Can-Am side, meaning that if the Otters made the playoffs and then won their division, assumedly against Schaumburg, they could face either Washington, who's 3 games ahead of Sussex County in that Northeast Division, in the championship series.
2-1 pitch. Pop up down the left field line, and it goes out of play. So the count's even 2-2 on Riley Crane. Nobody on, 1 out. Top of the 8th inning. Evansville in front 3-2.
But if Sussex County can now sweep the series tomorrow, or the doubleheader, and make that a split, then Washington would leave Sussex County with just a 1-game lead, and that division was 6 to play.
And I was trying to see who was leading the other Can-Am. Was it Quebec?
It's I keep Quebec by 1/2 game over Tri-City.
Ground ball foul, still 2-2.
So if there's another potential matchup for the Otters with them, do you remember those pronunciations?
I do, and we have a national anthem singer or two that can sing "O Canada" for us. And by the way, Tri-City can, if they hold on, they would be tied for first with I keep Quebec. They're a 1/2 game back, but they have that 6-1 lead in New York in the 8th.
Because I know you went through those pronunciations a couple times with their media representative, John.
The 2-2 pitch. The left-hander got jammed. Oh, man, the shortstop has had a rough night. That was McGarry, who again was playing on the right side of second base with the shift. He bobbled it 3 or 4 times before he could gain control. By the time he did, Riley Crane was safe at first base. Another E6.
Shift doesn't do you any good, guys, if you can't field the ball. You might as well just play at your normal shortstop position and just let it go to the outfield and let it be a base hit to help out the batter.
Or let the second baseman just field it.
Yeah,
right.
That's the thing. Their second baseman wasn't even playing like deep into shallow right. I mean, he was kind of, on the grass, but I mean, like.
Don't overthink this game.
I mean, that was pretty routine to the shortstop. So that's a pair of errors on McGarry, both off the bat of Riley Crane. Evansville hoping for some insurance run here in the 8th inning. 1 on, 1 out, a 3-2 lead. And Elijah McNamee digs in. He's 0 for 3.
No, I keep Quebec, though, their media representative did have a very thick, foreign accent. It was kind of cool talking with him about their travels up into that point of the year, because this is prior to them being allowed back entry into Canada. At the time, they were training and playing all their exhibition games in the States and just basically being a road team at the time.
Yeah, that was the Otters' home opening weekend. So remember, we had a doubleheader Saturday.
The day before the 500.
Off on Sunday, which you had. We were other places, but we had the. What was it? The Food Truck Fest at that time, and on that Sunday at Bosse Field. And then on the Monday, we ended up playing at the campus of U of E.
Mm-hmm. That probably feels like a long time ago, doesn't it?
It does.
Even to me, because I remember when you guys had mentioned there was a game at Evansville, because I think UE was maybe playing home that weekend too, or were they on the road?
They were on the road. But
that would have been right after the MVC tournament, I think. That week of the MVC tournament.
Was it a Sunday or Monday game the Otters played
We
there?
played on Memorial Day at U of E.
Okay, it was right after the tournament then, yeah.
Because we just found out, or I just found out, that the Hoosiers missed the NCAA tournament.
Swing and a miss from McNamee, and that is strike 2, so the count's 0-2 on Elijah.
Because that day I was at Bronze Stadium earlier in the afternoon, because there was the Class 3A sectional baseball championship game that Heritage Hills played in, so I had to take pictures.
Mm-hmm.
I left and then came back and announced the professional baseball game later that day.
No balls and 2 strikes on McNamee. Runner at first base with 1 out. The pitch is outside 1-2. And I don't mean to make it sound like I've had it rough, because I've been much more fortunate than a lot of people in the world over the past couple of years. But I just think how much we've been through the last 2 years with the goofy stuff happening and all the changes and stuff we've missed out on, the adjustments. And yeah, that just feels like that was a long time ago, back on, late May. 1-2 on McNamee, who has 7 home runs. Looking for his first hit tonight. And the 1-2 pitch from the righty. Swing and a miss. McNamee strikes out, so he's 0 for 4. That's 2 Ks for Jack Joyce, who's come on in relief of Jeff Bramblett.
I'll be honest, I lost in 2020, outside of our 3 virtual games, an entire summer of work with the Otters. So anybody within our organization, I think, kind of felt somewhat of a shock and impact from what happened last year and not being able to have Evansville Otters baseball.
So 2 outs. Here's Davis. 0 for 3 tonight. Pickoff attempt.
I will say I'll never forget our scheduled opening night in 2020. I was in my car. I was grabbing food, and I had in my calendar still that it was supposed to be Otters opening night, and I did text Andy, happy opening night, because you had no idea back then in 2020 of May when we were actually going to be able to play.
Here's a pitch upstairs. 1-0 to J.R. Davis. Again, he's 0 for 3 tonight.
And he texts back saying, same to you, Zane.
Yeah, no, he missed. He said he missed it. He missed being able to see the new look Otters, the new look Bossy Field, and it takes me back to that Rogers Hornsby quote.
The 1-0 pitch is outside. Ooh, call a strike, 1-1.
They asked Rogers Hornsby, who's a Hall of Famer in Cooperstown, long ago, what do you do in the off season? And he said, well, you know what I do in the off season? I look out the window and I wait for spring. And that's what we basically had to do from the pandemic in 2020 until word actually got out we would have a 2021 season.
By the way, Crane stole second base. He's there with 2 outs, and now a 1-1 pitch is slap foul down the right field line. 1-2 on Davis. There's one moment too that I'll never forget early on in that pandemic, and it was still in the stage where we were uncertain of how long it would last, but it was early April, and I normally run or walk downtown around Fordson Riverfront, where you live, Zane, as well, and I still remember coming up one of the intersections just past Ford Center. I looked left, I looked right, there wasn't a thing in sight, and it was just eerily quiet, like I was the only person on the earth, and that's probably one of the top moments that stuck with me during that pandemic. 1-2 pitch, ground ball foul.
And living downtown, I could have, the first month of the pandemic, I could have basically laid in the middle of the afternoon across Main Street downtown.
Yeah.
And with all those businesses and shops closed, I mean, you don't go down there.
I still remember too, going for that walk or run, whatever I was doing that day, like worried, am I going to get in trouble for being outside? You didn't know. You had no idea. 2-2 count on J.R. Davis. The DH looking for his first base knock of the evening. Upstairs, and the count's full.
And some Frontier League teams still played, but it just wasn't the Frontier League championship season. I know Washington had their own little league, and the Florence Freedom / Y'alls did their own little thing with the Lexington Legends, but the Otters opting not to do anything. But Preston and I had enough fun with our virtual broadcast to last us a whole summer, I think.
The 2-2 pitch, that's outside. I'm sorry, I think I was pitched behind there. So now it's full. 3-2 on J.R. Davis with Riley Crane out at second base.
We did one a month.
A lot of work went into that, too.
It did.
It started with the Bossy Field anniversary celebration in June. Then we did one at the end of July, and then one for the end of the season.
Payoff pitch to J.R. Davis. Headed home. Ground ball foul, do it again.
But I never want to do a virtual game ever again, because if the circumstances are the same, then man, oh man.
Did a little project like that with radio that month of May, where I aired a game on Saturday and Sunday, some like local classics with high school football, basketball, 2 UE games, and
you did a great job with that on WJPS.
Had fun with that for a month. The 3-2 pitch to Davis. Inside, ball 4, he walked him. So the Otters have 2 on and 2 out for Andy DeJesus.
And I'll admit, last year Bossy Field was quiet, but I'm fortunate enough to have a key, and there were a couple times where I would just go to the ballpark and sit second row, in the general admission seats and just kind of sit there.
Well, I got a scoreboard update for you. This is college football.
What is our FrontierLeagueTV.com scoreboard update?
It's for college football.
Yes. Tell me something good. Tell me something good.
I'm sure some people listening might be Notre Dame fans or rooting against Notre Dame, but Notre Dame leads Florida State 17-14 late second quarter.
But the Seminoles have 14 points, you say? I'm not saying who I'm rooting for.
Well, I think the last time I looked at the score, Florida State was up 14-7, so Notre Dame has scored 10 straight points, but we'll probably catch the end of that once this one's over. moving along fairly well here in Schaumburg. Top the 8th inning. Otters in front 3-2, 2-on-2 out, hoping for some insurance. There is a strike on DeJesus, who's 0 for 3 tonight. Righty on lefty, and from the belt, Joyce kicks and pitches. Curveball popped up. It's on the left side. Shallow left field. Long ways to go for the left fielder, and that is Botcher. Did not botch it. He made the catch, and that ends the 8th inning. Otters strand 2, and the Boomers hit in the 8th. Otters in front 3-2 on the Otters YouTube channel.
Every 6 minutes, a utility line is damaged due to reckless digging. So Indiana relies on these 811 superheroes. Derek the Builder.
I dig for a living, but I always contact 811.
Mary the Gardener.
Before I plant a tree, I contact 811.
And Mike the Contractor.
I contact 811 before I do my work.
Prevent damage or injury. Call 811 anytime or go online 811now.com. This message is sponsored by the Indiana Utility Regulatory Commission and this station.
Come be a part of a nationally recognized program in criminal justice. The Criminal Justice Program at Oakland City University provides students with in-depth knowledge in the fields of law enforcement, forensics, corrections, and juvenile justice. Learn through hands-on experiences and train in areas of investigative forensics, criminology, and police administration. A career-focused major is in your reach and all in a Christian university setting that feels like home. Oakland City University.
Night is over for Ryan O'Reilly. He is in line for the win as Tyler Spring comes on to pitch this 8th inning. He'll have the top of the Schaumburg order. And the final line on the Evansville starter O'Reilly, he went 7 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks. He struck out 6. Good start for him. And if the bullpen can hang on, he would pick up win number 6 of the season.
Good bounce back outing for O'Reilly. He's kind of struggled lately. I know a couple short outings in the 2 starts he had at Southern Illinois the last couple weeks, but overall that was a struggle for the Otters. So I think for Evansville, it's just good to get out of Marion, and for him, another great outing.
Speaking of Southern Illinois, FrontierLeagueTV.com scoreboard update. They have scored 5 times in the 5th. They have taken a 6-5 lead. A runner on first, still batting top of the 5th over Gateway.
1-0 pitch is outside from Tyler Spring, and the count is 2-0 on Alec Craig, who's 1 for 3 with a single. Spring has an ERA of 2.31 over 50 and 2/3 innings. He has struck out 55. Very tall righty. Holds the ball behind his back, now comes set from the belt, and the 2-0 pitch to Alec Craig, the left-hander. That's outside, 3-0.
Joliet has a runner at third, still tied in the bottom of the 6th with only 1 out.
3-3?
It's 3-3.
All right. Here it's 3-2 Evansville. Home half the 8th inning. The 3-0 pitch to Craig. That's right down central, called strike.
It's officially scoreboard watching season.
3-1 offering to Craig. Fouled back. He had a good rip. Craig has 5 home runs on the season. That was a home run cut. And after it was 3-0, Spring has bounced back and the count is full.
Tyler Spring, teammates with Elijah McNamee at Mississippi State before finishing his collegiate career at Southern Miss.
Timeout was called. The batter readjusts his batting gloves.
And Southern Miss plays college football, Preston at Roberts Stadium.
That's right. I remember you telling me that one time.
That's the name of their football video.
Here comes a payoff pitch to Alec Craig. He walked in, ball 4, so the leadoff guy is on, and the tying run here in the 8th inning.
I bring that up for those not familiar with Evansville. Of course, the University of Evansville men's basketball team used to play at Roberts Municipal Stadium in Evansville from 1956 through 2011. But not good to have that leadoff man on, especially in a one-run game, and it's getting late.
And the good part of the Boomers order is up. Second place hitter, Clint Hardy, digs in. Most power in the Boomers lineup is 3 and 4. Dawson, who's on deck, has 10 home runs, and Nia Porty, the DH, has 15. And Spring pitches. It's bunted up the first base line, pushed hard, and the first baseman tagged Hardy out. Hardy says that
I think they called him going out of the base path, and the tag was never applied, and he's arguing with the home plate, or he's arguing with the first base umpire that he never went that far off the first base line. Is what I'm interpreting that.
Okay. The home plate umpire was just kind of looking toward the Schaumburg dugout as if to say, what are you doing? Like, reacting like that. And I think the umpire is going to come together. So the sacrifice is good. Craig moves up to second base, and Hardy is out number 1.
Because I don't think the tag was ever landed on the back, which would have been the only way that play could have been made. It was basically the Otters banking on the umpire to bail him out by saying he vacated the base path.
I think that was one of those where, in this situation, it certainly goes down to sacrifice, but also he was trying to bunt for a hit as well. If it doesn't work out, well, you got the sacrifice. So guy at second base, 1 away. Here is Chase Dawson, and the pitch is hit to the right side. The first baseman fields, underhands the pitcher covering. That is Crane to Spring. Good collaboration, 3-1 on the putout. Moving to third base is Alec Craig, and here comes Nia Porty.
For Quincy Niporti, a very important at-bat here with that now tying run just 90 feet away after reaching and then scooting over on a couple of outs.
Remember last night, Preston, he was up in the 8th inning, bases loaded, 2 outs, representing the tying run. Now he represents the go-ahead run here in the 8th.
I just want to say that last play, I don't know if it's a credit to Riley Crane, as good as he's been defensively at first base, but the Otters have been able to execute that play, where you underhand it to the pitcher covering very well this year. And for a lot of teams, that's a tough play. They don't execute it, they'll throw it behind the pitcher or completely miss it. I feel like for the most part, Evansville has been able to get the out on those type of plays a lot this year.
First pitch to Nia Porty, a big swing and a miss. Quincy is 1 for 3 tonight. Tying run at third base with 2 outs here in the 8th inning. And the right-hander Spring comes set from the belt, looks toward third. They set up inside the pitch. High and tight, 1-1.
By the way, Southern now on top, 7-5 on that Frontier League TV.com scoreboard update for you. So 7 runs and counting in the 5th, and still tied going to the 7th in Joliet.
The 1-1 pitch is a drive. Deep into left. Moving back is Baez. He looks up, and it is gone. Or did it hit off the top of the wall? Looked like it went over the wall, but I think it hit off the top of the wall and bounced back. Nia Porty is shouting toward the Schaumburg dugout. He's fired up. Craig scores on the play. This game is tied at 3. That ball nearly left the yard.
I'm stunned, to be honest with you, Jevin, because this is natural grass in Schaumburg, one of the few places in the Frontier League still with natural grass with Bossy Field. And that's, by the time we saw the ball, it looked like it was well over the wall.
Yeah.
So it must have taken just a really weird and hard bounce off of that dirt on the track.
Well, because I looked down to make sure I get my names all in line, looked back up, and I saw the ball carrying back. I thought for sure that it was well over the wall. So my apologies on that. And it goes down as an RBI double for Neaporte, RBI number 61, his 18th double of the season. We're tied at 3.
I thought it hit the top of the wall like Felix's home run did the other night. I mean, because it kind of looks like there's a little bit of separation at the top of it, kind of like the left field of Busch Stadium. You know, because that's part of the ground rules discussion. Hey, there's a little separation there, but it's the top. And I thought it hit the top of the wall and then bounced off of the separated signage that's behind it and came back.
Yeah, no, I thought so as well. So, I mean, obviously this game is still, very much in the balance now, because now the potential go-ahead run here in the bottom of the 8th is in scoring position at second, but
it looked like almost like a similar spot to where Felix hit his the other night.
I mean, off the bat, I thought for sure it was going to leave the park.
1 ball, no strikes on Davidson, who's walked tonight. He's 0 for 2. He takes a fastball from Spring, well located inside corner, 1-1. Once again, that leadoff walk came around to score. And Allie Craig, we have a brand new ball game.
Now, unfortunately, O'Reilly will take a no decision.
Oh, man, I hate baseball rules like that.
The 1-1 pitch, ground ball foul.
And then the irony here is
Spring.
Spring. If the Otters score a run in the top of the 9th, Spring can get the win, and then Sawyer can still get his save. See, I don't know, just those baseball rules, I don't understand.
I wish they'd make an adjustment. I'm fine with the starter not getting the win, but the only way he shouldn't get the win is if he's the last pitcher to pitch for Evansville. You know what I'm saying? So if another guy would come in and the Otters take the lead with him in, then that guy can get the win. But not the guy that gave up the lead.
Right.
Here is a swing and a miss. Davidson strikes out, but damage has been done for Schaumburg. The RBI double from Quincy Neaporte ties things up after 8. It's Evansville 3, Schaumburg 3 on the Otters YouTube channel.
We love our kids and want them to be healthy. After all, a healthy child can make for a happy child. That's why Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield offers health insurance for children up to age 18 at low or no cost. From doctor visits to dental care, Anthem is here to put resources at your fingertips and simple solutions within your reach. And that is something to smile about. Call 1-800-403-0864 to enroll today. To learn more, visit anthem.com/inmedicaid.
Getting ready and keeping fit for baseball season is hard work. That's why you'll find Evan at Bob's Gym. Getting fit, having fun, being an Otter. Be like Evan. Try a free 3-day pass at Bob's.
Thomas Nickel into the game. He'll deal with Justin Felix, 8th place hitting catcher, who's been on base all 3 times tonight. We knocked his average at the start of play, and he says, well, take this, a double, a walk, a walk. He scored 2 runs, and he swings and misses the first pitch from Nickel. He spells his name Nicoll. He has an ERA of 2.38. He's worked 34 innings, and he struck out 48 batters. Third pitcher of the evening for the Boomers. Bramblett went the first 7, then it was Jack Joyce, and now it's Thomas Nickel. The 0-1 pitch for Felix. Way outside, ball 1. So we're tied at 3 here in the 9th inning. It's been a fun game. 3 runs, 4 hits, no errors for Evansville. 3 runs, 6 hits, 2 errors for Schaumburg. And it's 8-9-1 up for Evansville. When the Boomers hit in their 9th inning, they'll have 6-7-8 up. For on the stretch, the 1-1 pitch to Felix. Swing and a miss, went too far around.
I'm laughing because I'm on Twitter and a national baseball writer. I guess this is an ad during the Notre Dame-Florida State game tonight. It's for an ACC football doubleheader next week, sponsored by Subway. These 2 games are doozies. The tweet was, "Don't you threaten me, ACC Network."
Here's the 1-2 pitch to Felix. 2-2.
Let's see, Wake Forest and Boston College.
The 2 games, Illinois and Virginia, and Rutgers and Syracuse.
Oh, wow.
Don't you threaten me, ACC Network.
Hey, Syracuse, well, they got a big one over Ohio.
Yes, they did, and some of my buddies were very upset about that because that was at Peden Stadium in Athens.
Which our friend Tim in Schaumburg is an Illinois fan.
They're bad.
They lost. They beat Nebraska, but lost to Texas, San Antonio. So they lost to the University of Texas in football, but a satellite campus.
What are they? The Roadrunners?
Yes.
Yeah.
Meep meep.
And Larry Coker, who we remember from the Miami Hurricanes, he was their first head coach, UTSA, after getting fired from Miami.
The only memory I have about UTSA, I've been to UTEP, but not UTSA. Anyways, when I was at WKU, our women's team played them on like an education day game in January. There was like 4,000 screaming kids. There was actually 4,000 kids there. I mean, it was packed. Here's a strike 3 called to Felix. Anyways, UTSA, they were pitiful. They were awful. WKU won like 88-40, and we had all these screaming kids on education day, and it was the most miserable experience I've ever had in broadcasting.
Last education day I sat through, not as an announcer, but as a fan, was 3 or 4 years ago, Marty Simmons was still the head coach at the University of Evansville. They played their Kids' Day game at Ford Center against North Carolina Central.
The year after their tournament berth.
Yes, and myself and 2 friends were in a suite at Ford Center on a random Tuesday. I mean, because we could get off work.
Here's a strike called to Gordon, who's 0 for 2 tonight.
And we had all the amenities of the suite, which, the beverages and the popcorn, and there were kids above us, fascinated that there we were sitting there. So they kept throwing their raisins over the balcony into the suite next to us. The best part was
the 0-1, swing and a miss.
The teacher supervisor chaperone, who I think was there to be the bad guy, looked over the railing into the suite level where we were seated, saw us, and then looked over at the suite next to us and saw probably 35 boxes of raisins and just lashed out and let the kids have it that they were all going to get sent to the office when they got home. It was so awkward.
The 0-2 pitch, a swing and a miss. Gordon strikes out on 3 pitches. So Nichols coming in, fan to Felix and Gordon. There's 2 outs and back to the top of the order. I'm assuming Evansville won the game. Was it a blowout?
They did.
So, I have a story for you off air about that game. But with Education Day games, we love having the kids there. They obviously make for a great environment. They obviously make a lot of noise and cheer on the team.
We have one coming up on Wednesday.
Right. Zane doesn't have to play the crowd prompts. It takes care of itself. But we come prepared with a lot of migraine medicine and aspirin as well.
They were
when there's
loud.
4,000, 5,000 kids.
That's
in one
why
place.
my friends and I were drinking at 11 o'clock on a Tuesday.
Gary Mattis is batting. Nobody on, 2 outs of a 3-3 game, top of the 9th.
Because I also remember women's basketball hosting one. I think it was against Oakland City.
I announced that one.
And
yes.
that one was loud as well. Of course, the kids know how to read, so anytime that the board shows make some noise, they know how to read and
pretty sure
follow suit.
UE women play Brescia, I think, for their Education Day game at Ford Center this year. So, Robin Sharewells. I'm pretty sure it's.
No, they
It's
don't.
not Brescia?
No, I'll look it up because I mentioned it at our caravan on Tuesday, but again, I forget. Here's the 1-1 pitch. It's a foul ball, first baseline 1 and 2. I know it's not Brescia.
Is it a D1 team?
I believe so.
Is it really? All right.
I want to say it was like Eastern Kentucky.
Ooh.
Oh.
OVC?
Yeah, okay, yeah, a little regional matchup there from Richmond, Kentucky.
I think. I'm double checking.
Free
Got it right. Yep, Eastern
All
Kentucky,
right. So
11 a.m. on Wednesday, November 17th at Ford Center.
So they're
I'll
coming
be
for
there.
a preview for their OVC tournament berth later in the year.
That makes sense. That's why we used to play Christmas Lake and Heritage Hills every year instead of them coming to us because we wanted a scouting report for the regional site.
You'll get your Oakland City game on Football Sunday, November 14th at Meekstone Fieldhouse, 1 p.m. tip-off. Get your tickets now.
It's all the same money, so I'll be there to get paid. The Mighty Oaks.
2-2 pitch to Mattis is a foul ball, third base side.
Proud sponsor of the Evansville Otters, by the way.
I will say, though, the last time Evansville played Oakland City, they're now NAIA, aren't they?
They are. So Oakland City used to throw me off. They were always NCAA Division II, but then they were always a part of the NCCAA, the National Christian Colleges Athletic Association.
2-2 pitch to Mattis, swing and a miss, struck him out, a pitch in the dirt, catcher flips it down to first base. So how about Thomas Nickel? He comes in and strikes out the side, a chance for Schaumburg, a chance for Schaumburg to walk it off in the 9th inning. We're tied at 3 on the Otters YouTube channel.
Fix up your home with Heritage. Our home improvement financing options can help you change your home now and pay for it over time. Upgrade your home. Make home repairs. Remodel a kitchen. Build a new deck. Add a new room. Remodel your bath. Update appliances. Whether it's a small weekend project or a large renovation, Heritage Federal Credit Union can help you finance your improvements today. Fix up your home with Heritage.
Before you danced the first dance. Before you walked down the aisle. Before the tables were set with care. Before you penned a single invitation. Before the day that went beyond your wildest expectations. There was the little green box from Brinker's Jewelers for befores and happily ever afters.
Three game, home half the 9th inning. Schaumburg a chance to win it, and it's the 6, 7, 8 batters up. Tyler Springs stays in and works the 9th inning. He allowed a run the 8th on an RBI double from Quincy Neaporti, a ball that just about left the yard. Hit off the top of the wall, it scored Alec Craig. And so here we are. Becker is 0 for 3 tonight. The 1-0 pitch from Spring is a swing and a miss, and the count is even 1-1.
Filthy pitch.
As my dad would like to quote from the movie Joe Dirt. Well, wherever you go, there you are.
That is true.
Get it?
That is true. Cannot argue that. And here's the 1-1 pitch. It's outside 2-1. Just got a text message, our nightly text message from Corey Clayton. It's gonna be a sponsored segment here pretty soon.
C squared.
Corey says, "Tell Zane, one of your friends." So that would be Corey. He says Idaho beats IU next week. The 2-1 pitch. I'm just relaying the message. The 2-1 is popped up foul, third base side.
Much like when a basketball coach, Jevin, when I'm refereeing a game, speaks nonsense to me, I don't acknowledge it. And I just go about my business, man.
There you go.
Going about the business.
I am intrigued because, I mean, obviously I think it was kind of a culmination of a lot of things with the Iowa opener, their fans, the rough start.
Indiana's better than what they showed yesterday.
Yeah, I'm more intrigued by how they do at home. Here's strike 3 call in the inside corner. Becker strikes out. He did not agree with the call. Has a few words with the home plate umpire, and there is one away here in the ninth inning. But I'm more intrigued of how they play at home against Cincinnati here in a couple of weeks.
If Indiana beats Cincinnati on September 18th, they'll be 2-1. They'll be back. If they drop out of the top 25, which I still think they'll be in the low 20s, and still in the AP, I mean, because they lost on the road to another top 20 team. Even if they aren't, if they beat Cincinnati, they'll be right back in it.
You better hope so. I'm
Man,
sure we're really going to hear about that game.
What if they go into WKU 1 and 2?
And they'll kick the pants off of you-know-who.
Watch out, that Tops offense. Here's a breaking ball in for a strike to McGarry.
That struggled in the first half against UT Martin, the Skyhawks, on Thursday.
Scored 50-some points, though.
Okay, well, they started very slow.
After what I saw yesterday, Lucas Corey could keep his extra ticket that he offered me for some of the games.
Hey, how did your call-in show go yesterday?
It went great. Austin's the new call-in guy.
Mm-hmm.
Austin Render did a really good job with Kim Bykoff, and I was the first caller, as I am every week.
Did you lash out, or did you kind of bring some calmness? Swing and a miss. Tyler Spring is just pumping them by these Schaumburg hitters in the ninth inning. That's 3 straight strikeouts dating back to last inning, 2 outs.
I am a season ticket holder and a lifelong Indiana University football fan, the football program with the most losses all time in Power 5 programs. So it's not going to take one game for me to get all negative. But I was just disappointed with all the hype, and not just from the state of Indiana. The national media fed into that hype.
I did see a tweet yesterday. I can't remember who put it out there. The pitch to Botcher. Swing and a ground ball hit to the right side, and it goes into right field. I'm not sure if it went off the glove of Crane or if it found an open hole. Anyways, the winning run is on base with 2 outs. You guys catch that by chance? Was it an E3 or was it a base hit?
We can check.
I'm looking at my phone, so didn't see it.
Looks like an error.
As Stockton would say, an error.
Error on the shortstop. Does he still do playoff games, or is he retired?
He's retired because he doesn't even do the NFL on Fox games anymore.
So it's an E3 and keeps this inning alive. Nick Odo, the catcher, is 0 for 2 with the walk. But I saw a tweet. It said, I would like to welcome IU fans who had the Rose Bowl dreams this year back to earth with the rest of us today.
Still have it because the Hoosiers are only 1 game back of Ohio State in the East standings.
There's a pitch high to Nick Odo. Odo does have 4 home runs on the season.
By the way, a quick PremierLeagueTV.com scoreboard update. Florence has taken a 4-3 lead in the 7th over Joliet, and it's in the 6th. Southern Illinois leading Gateway 7-5. So bad news there for the Otters.
The 1-0 pitch to Odo. Swing and a miss. Spring's been sharp here in the 9th inning.
And of course, for those of you just tuning in and haven't listened to us at all yet this season, welcome. But if the Otters are able to get out of this, they'll have 1 10-inning with the international tiebreaker. And then if it's still tied, then the home run derby in the 11th.
Here is the 1-1 pitch to Nick Odo. That's a little bit low. 2-1, just below the knees.
So, Jevin, you got your home run derby calls ready?
You know what?
Brian Brown had a smorgasbord of Impersonations.
Impersonations, impressions, imitations, whatever you want to call it.
If he can get away with it, so can you. So go crazy.
I'll start thinking because I have been hoping to see at least one home run derby, and honestly, tonight will be a good night for it. We've had a fast-paced game. It's been a good game. We're home. We don't have to travel far. Let's do it tonight.
Okay.
Let's do it tonight.
Okay, Dad.
I just want the Otters to win because I have some vegetable soup at home waiting for me.
I have some cookie cake from our tailgate party watching Indiana lose 34-6 yesterday that I still need to eat.
You know what? Tonight is Sunday. You know what that means? Come on, guys. It's only been a week. The 2-2 pitch outside counts full.
Ice cream Sunday?
Ice cream run.
Ice cream Sunday.
I thought you were about to bring up the Sunday scaries again.
No. I had my, by the way, get you an air fryer if you don't have one. The thing's wonderful. I had some turkey burgers for dinner tonight. Now I'm going to have ice cream. You guys have an air fryer?
No.
No, but
It's just like having a microwave. You put anything in there and set it for a time and temperature and it's done. Made some pork chops earlier this week. I can't cook a lick, so.
I like myself a real burger.
The 3-2 pitch is popped up foul. Third base side, and is there a play? There is, but it's for the fan in the second row. Count's still full.
Max ducking away underneath the dugout there.
He has a big enough head where it wouldn't do much damage. I kid. Max is great.
Speaking of burgers, I had a GD Ritzy's burger last week.
Double Ritz, shoestring fries.
Yep.
But here's the problem. Things close at 9 o'clock, so I guess it's GD Ritzy's again for ice cream tonight.
Yeah, which they make their own in-house.
3-2 pitch. Strike 3 call. Inside corner. That's a inning-ending punch-out. He strikes out the side, and Spring, over the course of 2 innings, has fanned 4. We will play extras. Free baseball for you. If you're paying for our broadcast, I don't know where that money's going, but it's free baseball for you. We go to the 10th, tied at 3 on the Otters YouTube channel.
If you're looking for a liquor store in Evansville, look no further than Liquor Locker. The Liquor Locker has the best selection at the best prices, including the largest craft beer and bourbon selection in the area. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff will help you find the beer, wine, and liquor you need for any occasion. And check out the fine selection of cigars at all Liquor Locker stores. Liquor Locker is now open Sundays 12 to 8 p.m. and offers citywide delivery. Visit one of our 10 conveniently located stores in the Evansville area today. There is always something for everyone at the Liquor Locker.
Cheer up, Evan. This rain will be out soon. You should download the 14 First Alert app and see for yourself. You can see what's coming up to 7 days in advance, or you can break it down hour by hour. Check out live radar so you can see what's happening in real time. And you can watch 14 News live directly from the app. See, there's nothing to worry about.
Stay in the game with the 14 First Alert app.
Just as everyone hoped for, we're off the 10th inning. Game tied at 3 with Zane Clodfelter, Preston Leinebach. I'm Jevin Redmond. It has been a good game, though. 3 runs, 4 hits, 1 error for Evansville. 3 runs, 6 hits, 2 errors for Schaumburg. Both teams scored 2 runs in the 3rd. Otters got a tally in the 5th. Boomers tied it up in the 8th inning, and here we are in the 10th. So the international tiebreaker rule will start a guy at second base. That'll be Gary Mattis, who struck out in the ninth inning. That's good news for Evansville because you have solid speed out there. And you also have the 2, 3, and 4 hitters up, starting with Josh Allen, a guy that, for the most part, will put the ball in play and can hit the other way. And I know Allen has struck out quite a bit this weekend, but still a guy that will give you a professional AB here and a chance to move Mattis from second to third. Nichols stays in the game. He struck out the side in the ninth inning. From the set position, the pitch, Allen bounces it foul, third base side, strike one. Otters in search of their fifth straight win. Their season best 20 games over 500 at 54 and 34. Schaumburg is trying to snap a 3-game skid. They began play at 45 and 43. Nickel looks in, has a sign he wants. He comes set from the belt, peeks out towards second, and spins around, keeping a close eye on Mattis.
45 and 43, yet they are in far more comfortable shape in terms of the postseason than the 54 and 34 Evansville Otters. Thank you, Frontier League.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. That's a strike on the corner, 0-2.
I hope they figure that out, though, for next year in terms of the postseason and figure out some divisions that are fair. And
yeah, and almost was this playoff format, is it a one-year thing and they're going to...
I would hope so, because there's no wild cards. So
yeah.
The wild cards kind of protect you.
Man, Allen strikes out again. That's 2 Ks tonight, and that keeps Mattis at second base. There's one away, because if this is just a one-year thing, I'm thinking, well, how could you have fixed it to make it better? I guess you still could have had your divisions with your division schedule for travel reasons. And if you're not going to have a wild card, forget the division winners and just do your 2 divisions, top 2 records, and be done with it.
One thing that's been brought up to me, one thing's been brought up to me is still have the division winners, but the 2 division winners with the best records, give them a bye to the best of 5, and then have the other remaining teams play a 1-game win and you're in situation.
Yeah, I don't like the 1 game.
But for the Otters, it would have been great.
Yeah.
Because they would have gotten one of the byes to the division round.
Or even you could have done, if you don't like the 1 game, as they intentionally walk by as smart move, you do a mini 3-game series midweek and then start the playoffs on a weekend where if you win your division...
Yeah. Just because obviously I like the 1-game kind of thing, the hype around MLB level. But I think back at 2014 with that 1 game against Washington.
Oh, yeah, and that pitcher was so good. And the frustrating thing is the Otters had beaten them 1-0 out third place to get home field for that game.
And so, yeah.
I'm not really a fan of the 1 game. It does keep it interesting because now, if you use the major leagues, for example, the National League, you have 4 or 5 teams that are fighting for the second wild card, where if there wasn't that second wild card, there would be no interest. But it's also not fair because now the Dodgers or Giants are going to have a 15-game lead over that second wild card team. In 1 game, they could be done.
Yeah.
Here's the 1-0 pitch to Riley Crane. Swing and a miss, but as they say, life ain't fair. Man, that was like a long pause there.
We had to take that in. We had to soak it all in.
That was deep.
That was deep.
When Jevin speaks, we listen.
Glad someone does.
Looks like Schaumburg finally listened and decided not to pitch to Baez.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Come on. That pitch was way outside, called a strike 1 and 2 on Crane. That wasn't even close. So Crane behind in the count 1 and 2. Tonight, he's reached base twice on an error, both to the shortstop, so hit it to him again. He's also struck out and popped out to second. So he's 0 for 4. 2 on, 1 out, and the 1-2 pitch to the left-hander, Riley Crane. Swing and a miss, he strikes out.
And he had to swing at that because of that last pitch.
That changed the whole AB.
Yep.
That's what I think some people don't realize in these type of situations where a missed strike, someone might say, oh, it's just 1 pitch, but instead of 2-1, where you're probably going to get a fastball, now it's 1-2, you get a breaking ball, same location. It was out of the zone, but he had to protect.
Yep, just like how the Cardinals-Brewers game ended today. The one call by the umpire on the pitch kind of made a difference.
So Thomas Nickel has recorded 5 outs, all via the strikeout. And it's up to Elijah McNamee to come through here for Evansville. If a 3-3 game top of the 10th, if Evansville doesn't score here, then Schaumburg would start a guy at second base, nobody out, and that would be the winning run. And by the way, they have to top the order up.
Because the umpire's call can change the complexion of an at-bat and of the game. And, when it comes to the next pitch selection or the strategy that the catcher and pitcher and the team may have, instead of, we're leaving it to the players that change the strategy and the selection.
First pitch is a fastball high to McNamee. He's 0 for 4 tonight. I think Elijah's going to come through here with the base hit to left. You agree?
He's big hit Mac.
Elijah Rock, shout, shout. Elijah Rock, coming up.
Waves the bat over the plate, and the 1-0 pitch is headed home. Low in the dirt, 2-0.
It's one of our songs in choir back in the day. Part of the chorus.
Feels good to have work off tomorrow, though, doesn't it? Kind of. I mean, we're doing the game, but
And I'm announcing it.
traditional
Right.
work.
I don't have to go to Spencer County tomorrow. That'll be nice.
Got a big tennis match at 9 in the morning. Should be great weather. Break out the long sleeves, lower 60s. Perfect.
Who you facing, Blake?
Huh? No, we hit around last week.
Listen in on Otters Digital Network.
Yeah, you want us to broadcast your tennis match tomorrow?
2-0 pitch is a swing and a miss, 2-1. Mike Salmon is the guy's name. He's a bit older than me, but he's been plays in a lot of leagues. Very good. He's from Mount Vernon, so making the trip down there tomorrow. Playing him.
We'll set you up with the matchup with John Stanley.
He beat you.
I don't know.
John's serious.
Is he pretty good?
Like, I think he went.
The forehand by Redmond is good up the line.
I think he went to state in tennis for day school.
Did he?
I'm pretty sure.
But how many years ago was that?
I mean, look at him though. He's still in tennis shape.
Yeah. 2-2.
Yeah, now, but the only thing that might hold him back, he still has the bandage around his knee from off-season knee surgery.
Yeah, he did get his whole knee replaced.
I will say, playing this summer in a league and with a few other friends too, only guy I've lost to is Mike Salmon, the guy that I'm playing tomorrow. So I gotta get my revenge.
Ooh, bigger incentive to tune into Otters Digital Network.
I'll let you know how it goes tomorrow. The runners go, doesn't matter because McNamee strikes out, and for the second straight inning, Thomas Nickel strikes out the side. Well, now the Boomers have a chance to win it. Tied at 3, home half the 10th, and they'll start a guy at second base on the Otters YouTube channel.
Welcome to a place that feels like home. A place that cares about all of you. Built to help you grow in more ways than you could possibly imagine. To make new friends, travel new paths, soar to new heights, and deepen your spiritual experience. Welcome to Oakland City University.
CenterPoint Energy's newest generation of safe, efficient energy includes capturing and harnessing the natural power of pure sunshine. We are increasing solar in our balanced and reliable energy mix as we power our region with more clean, renewable energy. We're bringing a little piece of the sun to every home and business while reducing carbon emissions and helping create a cleaner environment. It's just a little something for your smart energy future.
Well, the Otters failed to score in the top of the 10th inning, so Schaumburg a chance to win it with a guy at second base, nobody out. Nick Odo is the man that will start out at second base. He made the final out of the 9th inning. Actually, no, he will not be the runner because they will pinch run for him It is number 6.
So, oh no, no Nicoto.
I think that's Milazzo.
It is Milazzo, yes. Because Milazzo was number 6 last night. Unless he changed numbers.
Well, they do have different numbers for
French
their
early.
black and orange uniforms.
We're going with Milazzo. He gets credit tonight.
He's also he was their center fielder last night, so that means he has speed. Makes sense.
By the way, Logan Sawyer's in the game, and he faces Alec Craig, who is showing bunt, pulls back, and takes outside ball 1. Craig tonight has singled and scored. He's also walked and scored. He's 1 for 3.
Logan Sawyer, a big Tennessee Volunteer fan. I know that. So I like to give him hell for the Gator Bowl. Yeah, no, I hate that song.
Rocky Top Tennessee. It's a good song. The 1-0 pitch to Craig, and a spin around here from Sawyer. Again, Craig was showing bunt, which would make sense in the situation, trying to get the winning run to third base.
It's just a song good for the soul, just like Country Road.
No, it's
You'll
not.
always be home sweet home to me. I can't sing, but
Well, at least you know it.
woo, Rocky Top, Rocky Top Team. The 1-0 pitch is popped up, and it's foul. Third base side, 1-1. Actually, the second game I ever did on radio in college was at the University of Tennessee. USI played an exhibition game there.
And the first game they did that year
Was IU.
And
And USI actually played IU pretty well. They got clobbered by Tennessee. But I will say it was cool, though, hearing Rocky Top throughout that
Was
arena.
Bruce the coach there? That's how that connection of the game
No,
got scheduled, or was that after the fact?
it was Conzo
It was
Martin.
Martin, yeah.
Quanzo Martin.
Here's the 1-1. That's a... Are you kidding me? He called that a ball.
So I covered
It's right down the middle.
So that would have.
I flew. It was 2013 because I flew in from New Orleans, straight to Bloomington to cover that game for the Shield because I was at a college convention, and then remotely covered the Tennessee game, but ended up winning an award covering how much USI got paid to play those 2 exhibition games against Indiana and Tennessee.
Here's the 2-1 pitch to Craig. That's a strike as he pulled back. That was knee high, and the count's even 2-2.
Because basically Indiana paid USI, I'm pretty sure, close to $100,000 for the exhibition, and USI got about $50,000 from Tennessee, but then there were some trade-offs with hotels and travels paid for by the Volunteers.
Yeah, so Martin was at Tennessee after his stint with Missouri State. Didn't see.
2-2 pitch to Alec Craig. We'll see if he's still bunting. He is not, and he strikes out on a fastball high and tight, 1 away. Well, it's kind of baffling there because on the 1-1 pitch that Craig pulled back that I thought was a strike, it was called a ball. Then he got one right down central, pulled back again. So he had 2 pretty good pitches to try to bunt. But he couldn't get the job done. That's a big out, number 1.
That's big, and considering that, again, just not getting the bunt down, which would just have to sacrifice, that's big, and Sawyer coming up big, and I think he's just kind of been getting better as the season goes along, and also we know that he was able to finish out last night's game really strong.
Runner at second base, 1 away here is Clint Hardy. He's 2 for 3 tonight. RBI base knock back in the third. And he swings and skies one down the right field line. Long run for everyone. This is McNamee. A step in foul territory, makes the catch. Runner tags up, going to third, and sliding in feet first is Milazzo. So the winning run is 90 feet away with 2 outs, and here is Chase Dawson.
I'll admit, I don't like the throw from right field to third base, considering the distance, because if that ball gets away, then the game is over because that runner is going to score.
At this time of the game, it's a risky play to make. Now, we have seen McNamee show off the arm, throw it across the diamond.
But now is not the time.
Right.
This late in the game now, yeah.
Could have almost just thrown it back toward home, just hit the cutoff guy.
Right,
Yeah.
just throw it in.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if he gets to second if
you're
you get this out.
Basically hoping that Mattis either gets it or hopefully Sawyer's there to back it up.
And really, he didn't have much of a chance to throw him out.
Right.
And it's a tough play considering from where we saw him catch it. He was basically preparing himself on the mound of the bullpen.
Dawson, ground ball to first. There is Crane. He steps on the bag. 3 unassisted, so we do get the home run derby tied at 3 after 10.
From the Otters Digital Network, Home Run Derby time.
So this is my first experience of it. Preston, you want to take me through the rules? I know it's 8 pitches or something.
So what will happen, each manager, and this is very important as we discovered.
Yeah, please make note, Southern Illinois did not take notes earlier this year, and they lost a home run derby because
they will meet up with the umpires with a lineup card just as they do before a game. Now, they will list 4 batters. 3 of them are technically in regulation. The 4th one would be like an overtime sudden death batter. But each of the first 3 will have 8 pitches and therefore 3 rounds for the most home runs.
So even if the pitch is out of the zone, they take it. It counts.
It counts,
Right.
yep.
So there's some pressure on the guy that comes in.
And there's
first.
also a lot of pressure on the umpires to make sure they keep track of the correct number of pitches. We've also, I think, discovered earlier this season that sometimes the number of pitches was lost track of.
There's some discrepancies.
Yes.
I know you guys are
So-
probably aren't as excited as I am, but I'm excited to see this. I haven't seen it yet.
I'm not excited.
I'd rather us win in regulation because it's less nerve-wracking than
The
this,
Otters
but-
have yet to lose a home run derby, though.
4-0.
Mhm.
Okay, Mister. I jinxed it because I said the game was moving along quickly. I think you just jinxed it by saying they're 4-0.
And like you said,
we didn't say it. We just showed it. You said it. Technicality, man.
You brought it up.
If I had the power to influence it, I would have
Exactly.
influenced Indiana Iowa yesterday. It would not have been 34.
And the other key about this as well is, of course, who's throwing the baseballs here.
Bobby Siegel for the
Which
Otters.
for Evansville will be Bobby Siegel, the hitting coach.
Okay, so I got to think of all the people I'm going to imitate home run calls.
Okay, so Ryan did Chris Berman, Bob Euchre,
I think he did Hawk as well.
Hawk Harrelson, Greg Brown, the radio voice and television voice of the Pirates. Who else? He also called it a dinger derby, and I hated that.
Yeah.
Ugh. Oh, and the water weasels made it to. We're throwing out all the stupid nicknames Ryan Brown used.
Yeah. But Josh Allen calls us, the Water Cats?
Well, yeah, because that was from 2015 when we had a
Yeah,
rain
I like
out.
that better than Water Weasels.
And you know why it's called the Water Cats? Because they were trapped in the dugout because the tunnel flooded between the dugout and the clubhouse that they couldn't go that way because of the plumbing. There was so much standing water.
Okay, so do we know who is hitting for Evansville? Or will we know, or is it just...
We'll have to just take our guess when they go up to the plate.
Sure, Andy will tell us.
Because the thing about that makes that yeah, I'm sure he has his phone on
Hey,
him
Andy,
right now.
yeah, Andy,
Text us.
Who's going for us? Oh, he's telling us. Okay.
Okay, so here's some guys that I wrote down to imitate a little bit. And I'm not going to be able to sound like them, but just give them their calls. I've got Mike Shannon, Hawk, Joe Buck, both the Yankees radio and TV guy, John Miller for the Giants, and John Rooney for the Cardinals.
The Yankees, are you talking about Michael Kay?
Yes.
And John Sterling.
John Sterling.
So my
Higashioka, the home run stroker, and he's getting higgy with it.
Ooh, someone's been practicing for this exact moment, ladies and gentlemen.
Thing is, I don't have like a home run call for a specific Otters player.
So it'll
but
be interesting to see what the lineup for the Otters does look like now, because I mean we assume Riley Crane will be involved. I would assume Jeffrey Baez will be one of the batters. Now Dakota Phillips we have not seen the lineup the last couple of days. Normally he has been one of the home run derby hitters. Previously, the last time when they had one, Andretti Cordero was the third member, but now with Baez, that takes care of that. But so we have to see, do they insert Dakota Phillips into the lineup for the home run derby? I would assume for Schaumburg, Neaporte would be one. Wright, Davidson. I guess maybe Dawson would be the other one.
my other favorite John Sterling is Gio Urshela, the most happy fella.
He was trapped in
Yes,
the
he was.
remnants of Hurricane Ida.
You know, it's ironic because the night where I saw the flooding videos on Twitter from New York, the Yankees were playing at the Angels, and I knew Sterling does the games remotely still. And I thought in my mind, I wonder if he's just going to stay at the ballpark and just sleep there with all the flooding. And then that story came out the next day.
Yeah, if it was flooding in Evansville, I would still try to leave Bossy Field and get to my downtown.
Well, Bossy Field's not Yankee Stadium,
It gets
though.
kind of creepy at night. I'm not.
It does, and you have to sleep on the actual table and not on the floor.
But I mean, Yankee Stadium, that's almost just like a hotel suite.
The other one that Ryan loved of one of Sterling's, I think it was for Claber Torres. I think Ryan would say like Claber like a good neighbor
It's
Torres. Or
like a good Glaber.
Yeah,
Torres
something
is
like
there.
that. Yeah.
And if John Schultz is in the home run derby, you can call him Dr. Schultz.
Are you gelling?
Dr. Schultz.
Voigt hits one to Detroit. That one's a little cringy, but that's a sterling one.
I wonder what would have happened if Luke Voigt would have still been a Cardinal.
He'd be batting 240, and they'd still be wondering what the problem is at Busch. Have you seen that the Cardinals are now investigating, and they're probably going to change the dimensions of Busch Stadium because the Cardinals
move it in like the Mets had to do.
Yes.
Like make center like 385 instead of 400. And the thing is, those gaps are 375 in the gap. That's a killer.
Right, but the thing is, the Cardinals are going to make these changes, and then the opposition are going to feast, and the Cardinals will still struggle at Busch Stadium.
I wonder if Ryan's listening.
He's not.
He was always hyped up for the home run derby. I'll text him right now.
Well, my question is, why are they taking so long to get this set up? Do they not know the rules, or?
This is how it is every time, which is why I think the home run derby is counterproductive. We might as well just have another inning with international tiebreaker.
What are we talking about? We all know the rules by now, right? It's September. We've done this before.
But this is Andy quizzing these umpires if they actually know the rules, because I'm pretty sure Andy McCauley knows these rules more than
He
anybody
knows. He
else.
knows the rules for the team and for the umpires better than anybody.
So I do have a question, because you said it's 8 pitches and you have 3 batters. So is it 8 pitches? It's not 8 pitches per batter, is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, 8. Okay, per batter.
Yeah,
Okay.
per batter. Yep.
Okay.
And the only way that wouldn't be reached is if one team, the Otters, when they played at Florence, were so dominant and awesome that basically the last guy for Florence didn't even have to go because they were already automatically going to lose.
Yeah, it was more than the difference. Now, at the beginning of the season, when this home run derby rule was talked about and eventually, of course, implemented by the French, really the discussion was the downtime to get the equipment and the L screen on the field. That's what the big concern was. Not so much on the home plate meeting, but now as you see, they got the tape measure out and they got to measure out the distance to the pitching platform, I guess.
And they have to mud up the baseballs too.
So if you're thinking ahead,
Yeah, they bring out the BP balls, I'm pretty sure.
I mean,
Oh, are they?
if you're thinking ahead, I would just have this marked already in case we get to home run derby. You know what I mean? Like the distance isn't going to change overnight.
Okay, guys, we're starting the campaign. Jevin Redmond, GM
But the thing
of the
is,
Schaumburg
I
Boomers.
think they have to do it with the eyes of the umpires there.
Oh yes, because the umpires are the.
Okay, I was excited for this. Now I'm like, this is ridiculous.
Might as well have the fireworks show now before the home run derby.
Wait, oh yeah. How many? Do we have a lot of listeners tuned in? Preston for this?
We'll keep
double
it.
figures.
All right.
Man, there's some pressure now.
Double figures.
Corey Clayton texted and he's excited. He says,
Yeah, well, I don't want to hear any more from Corey Clayton the rest of the night. But I am, special shout out to my mom still listening. My dad probably semi-listening.
Hi Zane's mom and semi-hi to Zane's dad.
They're still recovering from Indiana's loss yesterday.
Did your mom pace a lot yesterday?
She was just annoyed because.
How'd your dad handle it?
His grandson was there, Barrett and his little. My dad was fine. My mom was fine because Barrett Andrew was there, but I love my nephew not enough to make me fine.
Yeah.
Now, my parents are definitely not listening, and I don't know who the troubles of trying to help them because they're not very tech savvy.
My parents are not listening. They're in bed. There's no question.
See, my mom would normally probably be in bed by this time,
But we're keeping her up.
hey, I am the oldest child. I am the favorite.
All right, so here we go. It looks like Riley Crane will hit first for Evansville.
So who's the first voice going to be?
I'll let you guys pick. You want Mike Shannon, Hawk, Joe Buck, Yankees TV or radio, John Miller from the Giants, or John Rooney?
Give me John Rooney first.
Okay.
How come you don't have Matt Vasgersian on that list?
I hate him.
I don't mind him. He's okay.
He's very loud.
Santa Maria.
Yeah, no, he's very loud. Yeah, Ryan loves him.
He's fine.
I'm not surprised.
I mean, nothing will ever top John Miller and Joe Morgan.
So here's the lineups.
Okay.
Courtesy of Tim Calderwood. Crane, Baez, and Felix for Evansville. Neaporte, Davidson, and Dawson for Schaumburg, in that order.
And ask him the attendance.
I'm sorry. Give me the other one. Neaporte and who else?
Neaporte, Braxton Davidson, and Chase Dawson.
Dawson, okay. All right, so Bobby Siegel's out there warming up.
Ryan Brown is tuning in.
Oh, man.
All right. So the game ended in a 3-3 tie, and now we are in the home run derby.
And it's a dinger derby because Ryan Brown is listening. For the water weasels, or whatever he called them. River rats? River weasels?
I think he called them like river cats and then water weasels.
So the first pitch to Crane is popped up into center field. That's the first pitch, the first of 8 to Crane. The second pitch is grounded to the right side.
I wonder if their interns are still there to catch the fly balls.
Yeah, we need to get some of the fans out there. That'd make it fun and interesting. Here's a line shot down the right field line. It would have worked in regulation, but not here. So 3 pitches, no home runs for Crane. 4 pitches, no home runs. And, you know, Bobby a little bit. He's throwing way inside.
He is.
There's a line shot down the right field line, and that's 5 pitches, no home runs for Crane.
I will say it's tougher to pull down the line there with the way, again, the wall is there in Schaumburg.
Crane went 0 for 5 tonight. Here's a high fly ball. Deep into left center field. Not deep enough, though. So 6 pitches, no home run. Crane turns on this one, deep into right. It's at the track. It's at the wall, and it's a gunner. A home run for Crane. So there's number 1 of the home run derby.
Otters needed that. They needed just a couple, 1 or 2 out of Riley Crane at least.
And there's a fly ball deep into right. Back at the wall. It is gone. There's Joe Buck for you. 2-0. So Otters hit 2 home runs from Crane, and now it brings in Neaporti.
It looks like the manager, Jamie Bennett, will be the one to throw for Schaumburg.
Ooh. He's saying, give me that.
And the only reason I brought up the interns in the outfield is because when the home run derby happened at Bosfield, all of our interns were still here, and most of them have now left to go back to school.
Or been.
And so they would be on the outfield shagging the fly balls. The All-American Bryson Moore would be out there.
You know what, Zane? This is interesting for me because it's my first time watching, but I'm definitely siding with you. I think it would be better just to play the extra innings.
Yeah. By the way, we do have the attendance number from Tim Calderwood and Schaumburg.
And while Jamie Bennett warms up, tonight's attendance, 2,442.
So I went.
2,442. Not a sellout.
Well, technically, if we're playing prices right, nobody wins because we all were over.
We all went over, yeah.
Zane is the closest, yes.
Still pretty.
So basically, they picked a number and they decided, hey, let's make the last 2 digits the flip of the first 2 numbers.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1,234. No, I'm kidding.
I think they have just a bunch of numbers in a hat and they just start drawing out, and there's your attendance. I think tonight's number is much more realistic than what it was last night.
Even for a Sunday crowd, I think it's a lot.
So here is Neaporti.
Yeah, Schaumburg is not that big of a market. I know it's Chicagoland, but
Neaporti with a fly ball deep into left, and on the third pitch, he homers for the first home run for Schaumburg. Pitch 4 is fouled back to the screen. Now, he took the first pitch, so that counts, right? If he takes a pitch, it still counts. Okay.
It is supposed to, yes.
Okay. Pitch number 5, I believe, then, was a fly ball into center. Still 1 home run. This next one is popped up. So he should have 2 pitches left. Yep. Saw our home plate umpire walk behind and give the signal. Pitch number 7 is a drive deep into left, which might have tied it. And this one is long gone. Caught by a youngster out there. So we're tied at 2. One more pitch for Neaporti, who has hit 15 home runs this season for Schaumburg. And he sends one out towards center. Not far enough, though. So we're 2-2 after the first batter on each side.
That's big for the Otters to only be tied with Neaporti at the plate.
Because you have Baez, who has not hit yet for Evansville.
Well, I mean, because Neaporti he has loads of power. Especially pulling to that left field side that now. And interesting to note, the catcher for the Otters here in this home run derby, Andrew Pinner.
Emergency catcher.
We've had that discussion before. It looks like he would be the emergency catcher.
Pinner played in the game last night, but Not this evening. So here comes Jeffrey Baez, who went 2 for 4 in the game this evening with a walk. He drove in a run with a double back in the third, RBI single in the fifth. Bobby takes a few practice throws before Baez digs in.
And Ryan Brown is tuning in, commented with the, I guess for him, patented Dinger Derby, sounding great. In quotes, gone forever, baseball guru Kent Murphy.
We do have a FrontierLeagueTV.com scoreboard update for you. Bottom of the seventh, Florence is still leading Joliet 4-3. Actually, check that. Streak just updated. That's a final. Florence won 6-3. And bottom of the seventh, Gateway has tied Southern at 7-7.
Baez on the first pitch. A drive deep into left. And it's not deep enough. I think our camera angle kind of panned out before the ball landed. Yeah, that was just an out.
That's gone.
Here's a fly ball deep into left, and you can put it on the board. Yes! Literally, it hits off the scoreboard. That was a towering shot, so Baez...
Oh, give it to me. Oh, no.
No, that wasn't even close. Baez is fun to watch, though. So 3 pitches, 1 home run for Baez. Otters have 3 home runs. This one's lined to the left, so halfway through the Baez appearance. So this is a big home run derby for the Otters with Florence winning. If they can't win this derby, then they're just a game and a half up with 7 to go. Towering pop-up. Baez, I think, may have gotten under that one. It's carrying, though, out toward left center field. Camera angle, again, pans away before it lands, but I think it fell short.
So I think that's a sign they gave up on it.
Oh, man, Baez takes this pitch, so...
Had to. There was nothing he could do. That was right on the hands.
Come on, Bobby.
That was a good pitcher's pitch
there.
Come
on, our Bobby.
Ugh.
Threw it inside again, and Baez yanks it foul. So he has 1 pitch left. Again, just 1 home run for Baez. Otters up 3-2 in this home run derby. And there's a drive deep down the left field line. It's at the wall. And, I mean, our camera guy's struggling. I'm sorry. It is gone.
It's a home run.
Home run. Adios, pelota.
That's for you, Ryan.
There's a chicken coming on my phone.
Had to wait till they showed on the scoreboard. So both Crane and Baez launched 2 home runs. It's 4-2 Evansville, and now the second batter for Schaumburg will be Mr. Braxton.
By the way, that Notre Dame, Florida State, FrontierLeagueTV.com scoreboard update for you. Florida State led 20-17. It's now 38-20. So 21 unanswered by the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame.
You can see Zane cheering in the background.
And Bill Bussing is cheering. We love Bill, and Bill loves Notre Dame.
So this is Braxton, right? You said hitting second?
Davidson, yes.
Brad
Although
Davidson.
that doesn't look like him.
No, it doesn't.
I think that's Angelo Gums.
See if we can get a number here as he maybe turns around. 20-something.
So Tim gave us this.
And Gums is 21.
It is Gums. He whacks the first one into center, but not deep enough.
So false information by Tim Culverwood.
Yeah, so
on,
is his
Timmy Wood.
attendance number also false?
I think he actually meant like 5,000.
Yeah.
Next one to Gums is hit out toward left center field.
I'm just judging by the kids.
He just texted or Gums, LOL.
So it's 4 pitches here for Gums. No home runs. Otters still in front 4-2. There's a deep drive into left. It's at the wall just to the left of the scoreboard. It's gone. Now 4-3 with 3 pitches to go for Gums.
Sign more than Al Gore.
Here's pitch number 6. That's popped up, so 2 pitches left here for Gums. Otters with a 1 home run lead here in our derby. We'll have 1 batter more on each side. This one is hit out toward left, carrying toward the wall, and it is gone. We're tied at 4. 1 pitch to go for Gums. The Schaumburg crowd behind home plate really into this home run derby.
All 7 kids.
And the next pitch is popped up by Gums. So we're tied 4 apiece after 2. And the last batter for Evansville will be King Felix.
Really?
That's what we were told.
That's what we were told.
Which
we were also told Davidson, and then it became Gum, so we'll see.
Where's Josh Allen? Right?
I think I might side with more McNamee than
I mean, Josh Allen, though.
Felix. McNamee has 7 home runs.
I'm not being critical. I'm just.
Tim said he does not know why they told him that list. It was not his fault.
So I wouldn't think Tim would just lie to us for no reason.
I don't know. He has ulterior motives.
All right.
Again, I would say if you could enter somebody in, it would be maybe Dakota Phillips.
So I've worked in Hawk, Joe Buck, John Ernie. We'll do Mike Shannon. That'd be an easy one.
Yay.
Let's see. I'm trying to think.
Celebrating 50
I did do John Miller with the Audios. I want to do the Ryan Brown home run call, though. What's his home run call?
Chris Berman, Bob Uecker.
All the, yeah.
No, I mean like his normal home run call. You just mix in those guys, or talking a traditional home run. Does he have a call, Ryan Brown?
I tried to tune him out.
Ouch.
I'm kidding.
See what happens, Ryan, when you move away? His aim becomes harsh.
No. He just. I love Ryan. He just left early, so he gets a little personal foul for that.
Yeah,
so it is
personal foul. Josh Allen.
It is Josh Allen.
See,
okay.
Why,
I don't know why they would bat Felix.
Right.
No offense to Felix,
Yeah,
although I think that was kind of offensive. But anyways, so Josh Allen digs in. First pitch to him. Well, he took it right down the middle. That was a strike.
Now, does he know
the rules?
It's different than the American Association.
Allen sends one out toward left center field. Get up, baby. It's off the wall to hop.
Oh, I thought that sign was actually intentionally upside down.
So 2 pitches, no home runs for Josh Allen. 3 pitches, no home runs. A ground ball to short. Overall, we're tied at 4. This is the final batter for Evansville. Pitch number 4 is lifted out toward left and not high enough.
Oh, man, he needs to get something going here.
Needs to get at least one for sure.
Get the leg kick going.
There's a drive.
There it is.
Get up, baby. Get up, get up, get up. Oh, yeah, over the stands and off the top of the scoreboard. So it's 5-4 Otters, and 3 pitches left for Allen here.
Give us one more.
Jammed him, popped up. Good pitch by Bobby.
No, Bobby should have started our game today because, a lot of inside pitches.
So 2 pitches left for Josh Allen. Ground ball, and this will be the final one. So the biggest lead the Otters could have would be 2 home runs.
And this would be big.
The pitch. Nope. Line shot down the left field line. So Crane with 2, Baez with 2, and now Allen with 1. It's 5-4, and one more batter here for Schaumburg. They need 1 to tie, 2 to win. My question is, if it's tied 5-5, then what happens?
Then you have the additional batters that were listed on the back of that lineup card would go.
Yeah,
and they would get 8 pitches as well?
Mm-hmm. Or, no, actually, I think that's...
There's a swing off. They're both swinging at the same time.
Because it's sudden death.
What?
So is this Dawson batting? Is this correct?
That looks like Davidson. Number 19.
Somebody is batting for Schaumburg.
It is Davidson. Braxton Davidson.
Dawson is 15, and he was a righty, I thought. Maybe not, but I know the number 19 is Davidson.
All right, so Davidson, left-handed slugger, will hit off a left-handed pitcher here. And Davidson has 7 home runs on the season. Tonight he went 0 for 3 with a walk. 1 to tie, 2 wins it. And this determines whether Evansville's a game and a half up at the end of the night or 2.5 up with 7 to go. Back in action tomorrow. It's a 1 o'clock first pitch on the air at 12:50. All right, here we go. The first pitch is a drive deep into right center field. A no-doubter. Long gone. We're tied at 5, and he has 7 pitches now to hit 1 home run.
Before this derby is over, because it kind of feels inevitable at this point, they are going to extras in the 8th between Southern and Gateway.
So pitch 2 is outside taken. He's got 6 pitches left. And this one is popped up. 5 pitches left for Braxton Davidson, needing 1 home run to win it for the Boomers. And a fly ball deep into center. He gave the bat flip at the track, at the wall. Goodbye. Boomers win the home run derby 6-5 as they mob him at home plate. Schaumburg snaps a 3-game losing streak. They improve to 46-43. The Otters' 4-game winning streak comes to an end. Evansville now 54-35, and they're just a game and a half up on Florence, heading into tomorrow with 7 games to go.
It's disappointing, and you don't want to you hate to determine a game off of people not on the roster, and you kind of felt today that the Otters had a lot of inside pitches on that home run derby where, man, just let the pitchers who are actually getting paid to pitch in the Frontier League determine it. I really have never been a fan of the home run derby, and even after the Otters winning their first 4 home run derbies that way, you always felt dirty after the Otters did, because that wasn't a true.
As we both kind of alluded to before the home run derby started, the time it takes to actually get it prepared and ready, you could have played another inning anyway.
No, but it's interesting. I mean, now it puts a really big importance on Evansville, and baseball, Jevin and Preston, is predicated on routines. And for this Otters outfit, they're going to have a Monday afternoon game, which is something they have not had since Memorial Day, except they were in Evansville for that.
And that was even later than 1 o'clock. So.
Right.
All right, well, that does it for us this evening, as the game finished in a 3-3 tie, and then the Boomers won the home run derby 6-5. Again, back to work tomorrow, 1 o'clock first pitch. Austin Gossman pitches for Evansville. He's 2-6 with a 4.36 ERA. Ryan Middendorf for Schaumburg. He's 11-4 with a 3.02 ERA on the air at 12:50.
And thanks, guys, for having me. I won't be on tomorrow, but it's been a blast doing these remote games. Jevin, you're the true professional, and Preston, you make all of it work. So I appreciate you guys having me on.
All right, it's been fun. Preston and I will do it again tomorrow at 1 o'clock, so we'll talk to you then. Again, for Zane Clodfelter, Preston Leinenbach, I'm Jevin Rebin. Thank you. It's been a pleasure and a privilege. Game finished in a 3-3 tie. Schaumburg wins the home run derby 6-5. Good night.